Howdy, partners.
Good Lord.
Welcome in.
Oh, you're going to have to turn something down because you about blew
What in the world?
You about blew my eardrums out. Good God.
Oh, welcome into the Fantasy Game Time Decision Show on this beautiful Sunday morning. What can we say? What can we say? How about good old Rocky Flop, Tennessee? Love it.
I mean, look, I feel like you wanted to come in and talk about your little Tennessee, Georgia thing that nobody gives a flying fuck about. When in all reality, we should be talking about the game of the day. How about them Florida State Seminoles? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
How about them Florida State Seminoles, baby, just beating the bejesus out of Miami.
It is a victory Sunday here in the Sportocracy.
Stephen Tao has the comment of the day, and nobody's going to beat it.
What'd he say?
Tennessee got treated like a rocky bottom.
Yeah, they did.
That is phenomenal.
It is time for a fantasy football day, and all geared up and ready to go here. David Smith, Armchair Commentary, joining us in the Ingles Studio. Glad everybody's along for the ride. You got your lineup set for today's battle for the belt. Link is in the description of the video, in case you're just wondering. Going through and trying to set my lineups this week has been fucking hell.
Yeah, I mean, it's not been too bad.
Is it just me? Is it just me?
No,
because it seems like every team I have is absolutely either killed by bye or injury or both. I have one team that is like a deep dynasty team. I had to scrounge just to get a full lineup in. I have the entire bench is zeros.
That feels good.
God.
Dave, throw something out there. I don't know that your audio is coming through.
Is my audio coming through?
There it is.
His audio is coming through.
All right.
Tank, you should draft better. I don't know how many times we have to say that.
Well, no, I guess. I mean, you're right. You're not wrong. You're never wrong.
Trust me, we know. We see the standings of the battle for the belt. Even when you were just given the opportunity to draft a new team every week, still deep-dicked.
Yeah, pretty much. Hey, I finished second once.
I'm 100% going to I'm changing Tank's DraftKings name to Rocky Bottom, and that is without a doubt happening.
It's
God, it did feel good. It was a good day yesterday as my Georgia Bulldogs beat the Tennessee Volunteers, and now we don't have to listen to that shit anymore.
Oh, yeah, you do. Because guess what? With Alabama losing, Tennessee's still going to make it.
Oh, sure. I mean, sure. You know what? I really fucking hope they do. Hope they do. Let's meet for the Natty. Let's do that one.
Yeah, I don't know that getting away from – look, I grossly undervalued how important your home field advantage was.
Uh-huh.
Grossly. I will admit when I'm wrong.
I mean, that's also a weird way to say defense. That defense was on fire yesterday.
Yeah, the defense. But I knew the defense was good.
Mm-hmm.
I also didn't expect Hendon Hooker to revert back to Virginia Tech Hendon Hooker, which was not something I expected.
Nobody really did.
But that's not why we're here. We're going to talk about fantasy or college football.
Of course,
a lot tomorrow.
Tar Heels won. Good is a good day. We'll throw that one out there. Banky Engle, happy Tar Heel fan today. Absolutely. Drake May, number one in the Heisman ranking now.
I'm not going to lie. I don't know who's going to win the Heisman. I think the Heisman people are looking around going, well, we have his trophy, and I don't know what the hell we're going to do with it. So if somebody could step up, that'd be great.
Can't go wrong with Drake May.
Just give it back to Reggie Bush. Call it a day.
Bingo. That's the winner.
That is the winner.
That's the winner.
That's the way to settle this.
Yep.
You leave it up to Canada to come up with a good fucking idea.
Bingo. Canada, they have college football, but not much.
Did you not see what went on with IGM?
I did. IMG. Yeah, they beat Toronto. What was it? Ontario Prep.
West Toronto Prep, which doesn't actually appear to be a real school.
No, we're pretty sure
Bishop Sycamore of Canada.
We're pretty sure they got Bishop Sycamore to A.
Yeah. No, we're not Bishop Sycamore. We're Western Toronto Prep, eh?
The Fighting Moosin.
Every time IMG scored a touchdown, they said sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, eh?
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. All right, we got a ton of fantasy football questions here, so let's go.
Let's go. Let's roll into it. This is week 9 in the NFL.
Got a niner, and we got the link for the Battle of the Belt in the description. If you haven't been playing, Ronnie Kilby just showed why that doesn't matter. He didn't play the first 6 weeks. he's in the finals because he won week 8. It's just that simple.
Started off here with our good man Pitwinkle. Pitwinkle wants to know Isaiah Likely, Paris Campbell, or MVS in the flex.
Isaiah Likely.
Not close.
I don't think it's even vaguely close.
I don't either.
I don't want anything to do with Indianapolis. And there's a name that I haven't seen yet, and I know it's coming, and you're not going to love what I have to say about it.
DJ Duvernay, Deon Jackson.
There it is.
Yep.
I knew that was coming.
Or Dante Foreman, full PPR.
Deontay Foreman. Look, Deon Jackson, everybody's getting a big old hard goob for Deon Jackson. Do you know what Bill Belichick loves to do? Force you to do that one thing you don't want to do. He lives rent-free in the mind of young quarterbacks.
Yes, he does.
I could easily see this being 8-man fronts repeatedly, and Sam Ehlinger has to beat me himself, and he's not friggin' gonna.
I'm all over the Patriot defense today in DFS.
I am too. And that pains me because I hate your team a lot, eh?
How much are they?
They're 4,100.
I mean, that's paying up a little bit.
It's paying up, but I don't care.
Is it worth it?
That's not the defense that I'm using. I mean, I'm not using them exclusively, but I have them a lot.
Okay. Then Corbin Nelson. Is that a new name?
That is a new name. We're like an A. Well, maybe not. We may have seen that before. Either way, we're like an A meeting for sports. Feel free to throw your drug of choice into the comments. Mine's long been Devontae Parker.
Corbin Nelson. He wants to know Deontay Foreman or Christian Kirk in the flex. I'd go Kirk.
Damn, that's close.
I think I'm Foreman there.
I think I am too. This is the first time I've had to look at my rankings. So good for you, Corbin. You have actually made me check my own work.
Panthers be able to run the ball on the Cincinnati Bengals today?
Anyone can run the ball in Cincinnati.
But Dave, I want your take on this. Are you as just dead set Carolina's going to come in here and beat them? That seems to be the most popular upset pick of the day.
No, I still think Cincinnati wins this game. I think it's a lot closer than they probably want it to be.
That I agree with. That's why when we played Beat the Chief on Friday, I took the Carolina Panthers plus the 7.5 because I don't think you're going to win this game, but I also don't look at Cincinnati right now and go, yeah, they've got it all figured out.
I did not take Carolina, but I can live off my winnings from yesterday. 11-7 against the spread. Let's go.
Good for you.
Let's go.
Hell
Third
yeah.
week in a row. Just bangers everywhere. It's like night time at Tommy Lee's house. Just bangers everywhere. That was funnier than I was giving credit for. And Tank laughs at everything.
Well, I'm still trying to decide on Christian Kirk if it's a good match,
right,
but I don't think it is.
It is a good matchup. It's just a question of would you rather play him or Deontay Foreman? For me, it's Deontay Foreman. He's one of my favorite plays of the week. He's a back-end RB1 for me today.
Since the start of week 7, so 2 weeks, Deontay Foreman has 236 rushing yards. So they're obviously going to lean on him to get the offense moving because you can't do that with P.J. Walker.
He's pretty good at the footballs. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I mean, he's fine. You talking about Deontay Foreman?
Yeah.
I mean, he's fine.
Yeah.
He's also 6,000 on DraftKings. Today's the day because it's going to be windy as shit out here, y'all. This is a week to go aggressive at running back.
I like it.
And you know what else today is? It's like a national fucking holiday.
NASCAR Finals Day? What?
Hell no.
Celebrate the World Series Day?
Hell no. You already know the answer to all these things.
Of course I do.
Today is the day.
The disrespect around this place is ending today.
It's Josh Palmer season.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
go, baby.
I knew that
Josh
was coming.
Palmer season, baby. Let's go.
I mean, when everyone else on the team dies, eventually Jeremy's guy is going to get his tote.
Hey, here's the thing. I don't give a damn how it happens. Much like how I got my wife to marry me. I don't care how it happened. The end justifies the means.
I had some idiot in a dynasty league offer me a trade today. Woke up to that this morning, which was wonderful to start the day off with a stupid trade of I'll give you Josh Palmer and you give me Amon-Ra St. Brown. And I went, you can go get fucked.
You could offer me an over the pants handy on top of that.
And I'd
guy. Still say no.
Not from this guy. He works in construction, and that would be.
I wouldn't care if it was from his wife. I'm still out. There's concrete residue here. I'm out.
My favorite trade offer of the week was I got offered Tyler Boyd, who I'm actually probably in on him today.
I'm very high on Tyler Boyd today.
Yeah.
But as a general rule in fantasy, boomer bust for Damian Pierce.
Oh,
Is that all? Is that all he wanted? Because that's
correct.
you
Just
also want the winning
straight
Powerball
up.
numbers for that.
Yeah, just straight up. So, yuck.
trying to take our Canadian to a rocky bottom.
I just declined it and got a message back. What? Not even a counter? And I replied with,
No.
You don't understand why that's a bad trade. You don't understand football.
That's one of those where you just send back the gif of, no.
Does Jeremy believe that Sauce will stop Stephon Diggs today? I'm curious, too, who he thinks has the bigger week, Diggs or Gabriel Davis. That from TJ Duvernay.
Here's how I think this goes. I think Sauce will be on Gabe Davis.
Okay.
And I think DJ Reed will be on Stephon Diggs.
Okay.
Stylistically, that's what makes the most sense. Which means the Jets will probably do the complete opposite and get just power bottomed. That's how I think this is going to go.
You're going to get Rocky bottomed?
Oh, 100%.
Like the Tennessee Volunteers.
By the way, Rocky Bottom I'm going to make that a thing. It's going to be in Georgia colors, and it's just going to say Rocky Bottom. And I will give
I'll buy
Stephen
6 of them right
I will
now.
give Stephen Tao the proceeds from that. I just want to be able to throw his show logo on it.
Yes.
Look, I don't like the Jets really at all today. And now I'm not sitting here to tell you it's going to be a high-scoring game because I don't think it will be. If you look across the industry at over-unders, I don't remember what the number on this game is. I'm going to tell you in just a second. I can't imagine it's high. Let's see here. It is 45.5, and that's entirely too high. Yeah. I think the Bills are going to win this game something in the neighborhood of 24-7.
Okay.
That's how I think this goes.
That's fair.
Okay.
I think that's fair.
I'm watching this game with Asheville Police Chief David Zach at the Village Porch, 51 North Merriman Avenue. Come on down. We'll have a beverage. I think I've lived in that place for the last 3 days because I've been on what some would call a bender.
Can we get a last-second field goal there just to cover the spread for old Tanker since he went Jets plus 11.5, please?
No. That's going to be a no from me, dog.
It's going to be a no from me.
Our first super chat of the day. It's very simple. Throw in the super chat. You'll hear one of these.
I'm your huckleberry.
JT86TN. Pick 2 full PPR. Singletary, Herbert, Eno, or Connor. For me, that's
Singletary, Herbert.
That's exactly right. Anytime you have to go, I don't know which running back's actually going to play, I'm probably on the other one. Mm-hmm. By the way, I don't love either of the running backs for Arizona. And the more Eno Benjamin keeps appearing, the less I like James Conner. Right. And that's saying a lot because I didn't love him to begin with.
Yeah, I'm out on that.
So I'd go Singletary, Herbert, and I'd feel good about it.
Oh, yeah. I think so.
I mean, because
the Chicago Bears are going to run the football, and they're going to use everyone they can.
Oh, I'm really glad you said that. Did you happen to watch Northwestern Ohio State yesterday?
So awful.
Where it was just blowing sideways. You do realize that game was played right down the street from where this Miami-Chicago game is going to be played? That's why that line's been so close all week. I'm going to say this, and I want nobody to cut this out because I do not want this to be used against me later. Justin Fields is top 5 quarterback in fantasy football today. He can't throw.
Okay.
The wind is blowing sideways. They're going to run the veer, and I love him today. He might be in the whole damn mess of my DK lineups.
Same. And it pains me to say.
It does me too.
I'm also out on. So at some point, I think that Chase Claypool gets play. It's not today.
Nope. I don't like anything. I don't like any element. I'm playing Justin Fields naked.
Yep. Have to.
No receivers. I don't want any of that. Because I think he's going to run for about $130.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
And that's plenty enough for him to pay off his low salary of just $3.99 DK? He's 5,200, 5,300.
Okay. It's like he's like 3,000. That's fucked up.
No, he's 5,300.
Okay, 5,300. That's not bad. Rob Johnson wants to know defenses here: Colts, Chiefs, or Packers defense today. I think I'd have to go with the Packers.
Yeah, I'm going Packers.
Against the Lions?
I'm going Packers. Although the Chiefs that's a nice upside play on the instinct that they play Malik Willis, and he turns it over 11 times.
Maybe, but I'd still just don't. It's always tough for Kansas City when they go up against Derrick Henry.
That's fine. I'm going Kansas City.
Okay.
Just on the off chance that Malik Willis plays. I don't really care either way. I could see a path where Detroit actually scores points. I do not see a path with Malik Willis where they score more than 10.
Okay.
Detroit can score. I don't like the Lions' defense today. Green Bay can't really score, but they'll find a way. This will be the Aaron Rodgers comeback game, or Aaron Jones, or
Aaron
gonna score.
freaking Jones.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that name a bunch today.
Aaron Jones a whole bunch.
We got one of these.
I'm your huckleberry.
Generations. Morning, boys. 12 months strong. That's his 12-month super chat. We
Yes.
appreciate you greatly. Been here a whole year. That's commitment.
Dedication.
That's commitment, and we love you for it.
Jaden Lamb wants to know thoughts on what to do with Jonathan Taylor.
I'm reasonably sure that's a new name. Welcome in. Like an AA meeting for sports. Feel free to comment your drug of choice. Mine this year, Ajay Harris. All right, ask the question again.
What to do with Jonathan Taylor?
I'm holding him.
Yeah, I would say nothing.
I've been offered a Jonathan Taylor in a ton of leagues, and I've made moves on him in a ton of leagues. I got him. Let's see. This is in a redraft. I'm trying to remember which league this was in. I got him, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Isaiah Likely for Dameon Pierce.
Interesting.
That is
And now,
very
look, I love
interesting.
Dameon Pierce, and I got to give that dude credit. He came at the king, and he best not miss, because I wasn't coming off Dameon Pierce for much.
Right.
That I did.
And you went Jonathan Taylor. Who was it? Jonathan Taylor?
Jonathan Taylor, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Isaiah Likely.
That'll get it for me.
Yep. And I went in.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, if you can get
And I
a hell
give
of
him credit, because his first text message to me was, what would it take to get Dameon Pierce? And my response was, a whole motherfucking lot. And then he sent me a whole motherfucking lot.
Yeah, I would have sent him the Thanos meme of what does it cost? Everything.
Good. Let the hate flow through you.
And I accepted immediately. And then I think he backtracked like, oh, when you said a whole motherfucking lot, you meant less than that.
Yeah.
Yep, I did.
I did,
but I will take that.
Crip Tunes wants to know, in a PPR flex spot, do you go Isaiah Pacheco, Devin Singletary, Rashad White, or Khalil Herbert?
Singletary.
Yeah, it's Singletary.
Yeah.
I like Pacheco today. Rashad White's probably going to be a negative-ish game script. Yeah, it's either Singletary or Herbert. That's close. But I'm going to go. I'm going to stick to my ranking. It's Singletary.
A negative-ish game script?
I don't think that game is as high-flying as you would want it to be.
It's not going to be.
And he does not get a ton of carries. He gets a lot of passing down work. You got to look at Rashad White, much like you looked at James White.
Mm-hmm.
If they're behind, he a dog. I don't think they're going to be behind. And if they are, I don't think it's going to be by a ton. I've heard a lot of negative on Leonard Fournette today. I'm not sure I agree with that. I'm not saying he's going to have a great game. There are people asking, now that I have my twuck from Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville, 629 Brevard Road, give them a call, tell them the Sportsocracy guy sent you. They'll give you an extra $250 on your trade, and that is how you do that.
That's right.
I have Fantasy Sports Radio in the truck, so I listen to this all freaking day long. There were people asking, like, Leonard Fournette or Isaiah Pacheco. Nope, you're doing that wrong. You've gone way too far that way.
I'd go Isaiah Pacheco.
I would not, and it's not even kind of close.
Nope.
I
will take the no doubt starting running back, Leonard Fournette.
I don't see Leonard Fournette doing anything against it. What is the worst part of the Tampa Bay line? The middle.
Mm-hmm.
That they play in
interior.
Tampa.
Mm-hmm. And who do they have to contend with today?
Well, Aaron Donald, but that's going to be up against the tackle. There are ways to mitigate that. This is one of those times that people are living on the reputation of this defense and not what you're actually seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Because the easiest way to beat this team is that sweet little dump off And Leonard Fournette loves catching little 2-yard dump-offs and taking them for 4. I could see him doing that 8 times today.
Mm-hmm.
Easily.
Okay.
This game's going to be 17-14.
I agree.
It's going to be gross.
We have
100%.
we have one of these.
I'm your
Again?
Huckleberry.
Sky Empire. Who should I start, Joe or Tua? It's Joe by a billion.
Yeah.
I don't want anything to do with passing game for Miami. The weather is terrifying me. I just watched C.J. Stroud completely unable to do anything against Northwestern, who you could literally change the uniforms out and tell me that was a Girl Scout troop, and I would believe it. So I'm Seacrest out. For me, that's Joe, and it's not close.
I agree.
Start Joe.
Let's see here. Good morning, fellas. Sit 1. DeAndre Swift, Jamal Williams, Deon Jackson. It's Swift.
That's from Calvo. That's a new name as well. Welcome in. We're like an A meeting for sports. Let's see. Sit 1. It's Swift.
Yeah. He's going to be on the snap count.
He's on a snap count. I don't love it anyway. I like Jamal Williams a good amount today.
Mm-hmm. Do you agree, Armchair?
Yeah, I think so.
I never liked the guy that they're outwardly telling us is on a snap count.
No.
Holy shit. Ascendo hit the parlay last night. Florida State, money line. LSU, money line. Georgia, money line. Washington, money line. Pitt, money line. And BC?
No, because I hate
Oh,
Syracuse.
I was going to say because
Turn
I hate
$20
Syracuse.
into $8,900.
Fucking hell.
Let's go.
Good for you,
Hit the button.
Ascendo.
The first one's my team. Hit the button.
They don't have a button.
How do you not have a button?
Because you won't let me sign into the thing because it makes you nervous.
Yeah. You know what I do? You know what I do when you don't have buttons? You just give me a fucking second.
Just give me a
Give me a second. I got a lot of power over here now, boys.
See, I sign in, and he goes, that makes me nervous. Don't do that. And then I don't sign it in. He's like, hit your buttons. What? It's a catch-22.
Well, here's the thing. I don't need your freaking buttons because I got my own. Like this. Oh, if you play an ad, so help me, Jesus. Oh, you bastards. You bastards.
Just hitting on all cylinders.
You damn ads.
Hell
You
yeah.
stupid
Let's
ads.
go.
I am now not using Wells Fargo out of spite. I didn't use Wells Fargo anyway. Although that delicious looking Whopper right there, that looks nice and palatable. There we go.
There you go. All right, Legacy asks the question, Ingram, likely, or Hill for tight end? It's likely.
Yeah. It is.
I mean, although
likely
you
a
like
lot
Evan
today.
Ingram today, you were telling me
I
before
do
the
like
show.
I do like Evan Ingram a lot today. He's getting targets. I don't know why, because he's not good at football, but apparently Mr. Peterson does not know that. So he's just peppered him with targets.
Is it Peterson or is it Trevor?
No, well,
Is Trevor getting skittish and he's just dumping off to the tight end more?
Well, Trevor blows dead bears. So, I mean, when in doubt, take the path of least resistance. So it might be Trevor.
So does his alma mater. So I guess it's.
Oh, that's both accurate and funny.
Let's see. Pick 2 from Free Tigre. Pick 2.5 PPR. DeAndre Swift, Cordero Patterson, Deon Jackson, or Antonio Gibson. I'd go Jackson and Gibson.
I'm a little nervous about Cordero's usage today. First game back.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And Swift the same.
Swift, I'm certainly worried about Swift. You know what? I'm going to go Patterson and Deon Jackson.
Okay.
I think even the floor on Patterson is above Antonio Gibson.
Yeah, I think you're right there. I'm super nervous about Cordero Patterson, though. But I think that's the right call.
So you guys are in agreement that it should be Patterson and
Deon
Jackson.
Jackson.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Half PPR flex. Another Swift question. Swift, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Gabriel Davis, or Jamal Williams?
In order, I would go Amon-Ra, Gabe Davis, Jamal Williams, Swift. I
That's
like him on a
exactly-
lot today.
I am with you.
That's exactly where I have that.
Yep. Another one from Free Tigre, pick 2 in a full PPR. Romeo Dubs, Devin Duvernay, and Curtis Samuel.
By the way, you didn't give Sarah Riley her shout out. It's always nice to see ladies.
Oh, I
We
apologize,
don't-
Sarah. I should have said
I look,
the name.
I see our YouTube analytics. It's like 98% dudes. So anytime I see a female name, that needs to be shouted out.
Yeah, I have a bad habit of that, not even paying attention to the name and just getting to the question. So I apologize, Sarah. Welcome into the Sportocracy.
That's why one of us is a host and one of us is a marketing guy. Because I do the latter.
Yeah, exactly.
One of us is a Canadan.
Bingo. One of us is a West Virginia hillbilly. That's me.
Pick 2, full PPR. Romeo Dubs, Devin Duvernay, or Curtis Samuel.
Not Duvernay, I don't think.
That's where I'm at. I would go Dubs, Curtis Samuel.
Yep.
I
Rob
like Dubs a
Johnson.
lot today.
Curtis Samuel is a low-key, really good fantasy football player.
Yeah, he is.
Especially if you get anything for carries.
Mm-hmm.
Because he gets about 5 of those a week.
Mm-hmm. Still waiting for that big pop week. He hasn't had one of those since week 2, maybe.
No, but he's just
good.
consistent.
He's good. Yeah, he's consistent for good between 10 and 14 points a week.
He's not going to kill you. He's not going to make you. And for a wide receiver 3, that's about all I could ever ask for.
Absolutely. Rob Johnson wants to know Christian Kirk, Curtis Samuel, or Devin Duvernay in the flex.
Christian Kirk.
Not close to me.
Close with Samuel. Duvernay's a touchdown-dependent wide receiver 3.
Mm-hmm.
And look, I don't think Baltimore's going to throw that much. New Orleans-Baltimore is going to be a gross fest.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that's not on the DK slate.
Mm-hmm.
I don't love that I'm going to have to watch it on Monday Night Football.
I continue to not buy into the Las Vegas Raiders defense, the secondary especially, and I could see Christian hitting 1 or 2 big ones today.
I just like too many elements. I'm going to say this name, and I'm going to say it a whole shit ton more times. Travis Etienne. All of it. If you ask me any question that involves Travis Etienne and anybody short of like Thanos, the answer is going to be Travis Etienne.
Okay. Do you feel the same way about Josh Jacobs in that matchup today?
Yes.
Because I kind of do.
Yes.
The
Now, and I will
Jacksonville
say,
Jaguars, if you look at the Jacksonville Jaguars splits at home, they give way more rushing yards than they do when they're on the road.
Yeah, and that's one of those aberration stats. I'm okay with that. It's just you got to be careful, especially only halfway through the season. You got to be careful putting too much into that. It'd be one thing if they'd done that for 3 years. Doing it in 4 home games this year,
Right.
Look who you played. Now, here's what is that thing you always say about me? 3-dimensional chess.
3-dimensional chess, yeah.
There's one thing that always makes me just perilously nervous. If I like both running backs in a game, I probably shouldn't like anything else. Because the clock's going to run a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I like both of these running backs a lot. I still think you can play Evan Ingram. I still think you can play Christian Kirk. But in terms of like DraftKings or anything like that, if you're going to play those two, don't play anything else in that game.
Right.
Because you're limiting your ceiling to the highest degree.
Okay.
It's full Lionel Richie at that point, all night long.
All night long.
All night.
Clock is just going to run.
Eric Miller has a DFS question. Gabe Davis or Josh Palmer?
Josh Palmer. He's cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
And he's the only receiver on that team. Oh, and Atlanta couldn't stop the pass if you gave them AK-47s.
Thank you. I was waiting for you to go down that path of, it's gonna be a lot of targets for Josh Palmer, and Gabe Davis.
They could have Tony
gets covered
Soprano
by
out.
at least one of the top 3 corners in the league.
They could have Anthony Soprano out there just busting kneecaps. And I still think I would like every passing element for the LA Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
I would be remiss if I didn't point out I do have a DraftKings lineup with Justin Herbert, DeAndre Carter, and Josh Palmer. Very, very cheap stack. I think it's going to be popular-ish. Maybe not the Herbert side, but the rest of it for sure.
All right.
And we have another one of these.
I'm your huckleberry.
From Kyle Singer. Monty or Patterson, full PPR, Lockett's in the flex. Love y'all. Love you too. So you're going David Montgomery, Patterson. I'm going to go Montgomery. Solely because I could very easily see Herbert and Montgomery ending up with 15-plus touches apiece.
Mm-hmm.
And that's with Justin Fields doing whatever he's going to do.
Yep.
I hate all the receivers in Chicago. If you catch passes, I'm out. Now, if I can just hand you the ball and you do your thing, now we can talk.
Just a heads up on that weather report. Worst winds are going to be pregame.
So it's going to lighten up?
Yeah.
I had heard something very similar to that, but it's still going to be. It's still going to be ugly.
Sustained winds of like 27 miles an hour.
Sustained by the fourth quarter is going to be down to 15 miles an hour. That's plenty to get Justin Fields into a Tagovailoa. Because neither one throws a really pretty spiral.
Like a rocket, yeah.
You need, if you're going to play in winds like this, and I hate to use this comparison, but he was the ultimate guy at this, Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco threw darts, and in wind, it never affected him. Now
Josh
you get
Allen throw starts.
Say it again?
Josh Allen does that.
100%. So you get him with that dart ball, it doesn't matter. He throws it so friggin' hard, and the spiral is so good that it just cuts through the wind. Now, you get somebody like Tua that has notoriously had a little bit of a wobbly spiral.
And floats a lot.
Mm-hmm. Then the wind really starts to mess with you. That's why I'm out on Tua this week. I'm out on Tyreek Hill. I'm out on Jalen Waddle. And if you haven't season long, you have to play them. You don't have a choice. But I'm avoiding them like hell in DraftKings. And if I have multiple options, like say I went Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jalen Waddle, and I have DeAndre Hopkins, I would sit Jalen Waddle for Amon-Ra and DeAndre Hopkins. It's a very myopic problem that somebody could have, but if you do have that problem, you can sit Jalen Waddle or Tyreek Hill. Do love Raheem Mostert, though.
That's fair. Let's see. Getting back to the questions here. G-Baby, he wanted to know, should I start Josh Jacobs today? Absolutely.
100%.
Start Josh Jacobs.
You start him every week.
Yeah, last week bit you, but stick with it.
Stick with it. It'll happen sometimes.
Yeah, you'll have down weeks from time to time. Chris D, half PPR right now. He's starting Mixon, Tyler Algier, Deon Jackson, Michael Pittman, and Josh Palmer. Would you switch anyone with Christian Kirk, Garrett Wilson, or A.J. Dillon?
I would switch out Algier for Christian Kirk. Start the two running backs, Mixon, Deon Jackson, Pittman and Palmer, and then play Christian Kirk in the flex.
Not a bad strategy. Free Tigre has a tight end question here, Mr. Tight End Whisperer. He's got Tyler Higbee, Robert Tonyan, or Hayden Hurst.
All three of those guys are close for me.
I'd lean Higbee.
I'm going to go Bob Tonyan.
Okay.
I have Bob Tonyan as a top 5 tight end this week.
Come on, David Smith. Go Hayden Hurst to make this really confusing.
Well, I'm not going to lie to you. Hayden Hurst was probably the first name that I thought of there. But I'm real high on Bob Tonyan this week. Like, I'm really high on Robert Tonyan. So it's probably Tonyan, but Hurst is a close second. I think it's a good matchup for him.
Okay. DJ Moore or Christian Kirk in a full PPR?
Kirk.
DJ Moore.
Some dissension.
You know my rule about DJ Moore. Is Baker Mayfield playing quarterback for the Carolina Panthers?
No.
Do the Cincinnati Bengals have any living, breathing corners?
No.
DJ Moore's a great play today. I think Christian Kirk's a good play too, but I like DJ Moore better. And he's only 5,800 on DraftKings.
I'm gonna attempt this name. Tell me if I'm wrong, Steven, because I don't want to continue to butcher it after I've asked the question. But is it Stephen Grease?
That's how I would have said it.
Yeah, Stephen Grease. Welcome, by the way. I've never seen that name before.
I think I've seen that name because I think I butchered it one time before.
It says, hey, all battling some buys and injuries. Tell me about it. Can you share some thoughts on my flex spot, full PPR? He's got Lazard, Dubs, Rondale Moore. Full PPR, flex spot. Do you go Allen Lazard, Romeo Dubs, or Rondale Moore?
They're all playable. My favorite of the three is My favorite of the three is Romeo Dubs, but it's close.
That's where I was leaning. I would go Dubs, Moore, and then Lazard. I think Lazard's out, isn't he? Didn't they rule
questionable.
him out?
He's been limited all week.
Okay, maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
He's been limited all week. He's the definition of a game time decision. Much like the name of the show.
Yes, game time decision. Stephen Tao wants to know Christian Kirk or Tyler Lockett.
Tyler Lockett.
I like that game a lot today.
I do too, because each of these teams have one really good corner. So I like the second receiver for both. That's where I was headed with Rondale Moore. I could see him having one of those games where he's got 8 catches for 42 yards. And if he fell in the end zone, then it was a great day. If he didn't, then it was fine.
Legacy's got a question here. Walker or Olave? So is that Kenny Walker? Kenny Walker or Chris Olave? And it would be
Kenny Walker
not
forever.
close. Right.
The only person Kenny Walker ever loses to is like Damian Pierce or today Aaron Jones.
Chuck Norris.
Or Travis Etienne. Or Chuck Norris. And they might battle to a draw. That's how much I like Kenny Walker today.
Tyler Cunningham throwing out some Josh Palmer hate here. He says, fuck Josh Palmer. Bum cost me some money.
I believe Josh Palmer has given us a response.
The disrespect around this place is ending today.
G-Baby says, can Las Vegas beat Jacksonville today? They can.
Absolutely.
They can.
Neither of these teams are good.
Will they? It's a great question.
That's a much better question. If I knew the answer to that, I would have some serious doubloons on it in the desert.
So, yes. The answer to your question is yes, they can.
They certainly can. The question is, will they? And that really falls on the shoulders of one Mr. Josh Edward McDaniels. I have no idea if that's his fucking middle name.
And I know one of I know one of Jeremy's favorite players of all time is making the trip down to down to Jacksonville to be there to see the Raiders play. Kyle Brady.
We don't say that fucking name around here. Okay.
I can't believe you just dropped a Kyle Brady.
Well, here's the reason I did. Because I met a guy this week that told me he was a big Raiders fan and that he was going down to Jacksonville and he was going with Kyle Brady. And I went, you're going with who? You mean the guy that the Jets drafted? Yeah, he was like, yeah, that guy. Did you not know he lives here? And I went, excuse me?
Wait, what?
Yeah, he lives in town. So my objective is to get Kyle Brady on this here program as soon as possible.
Just don't get him in this studio because
it will take 100%. I want him full on live in studio because I want to see the look on Jeremy's face when he goes, "I fucking hate you."
And I don't know that I could not.
Hey, Kyle Brady, it's 51 North Merriman Avenue.
Yep. Well, he's in Jacksonville today, so maybe
I was about to say, if Kyle Brady
next week we can get him to come out to the Village Porch. That'd be great.
If Kyle Brady shows up, you will see the difference between a low-level tight end that becomes a fantasy tight end whisperer and a guy that played the league for 10 years.
Yep.
Because he would probably make me look like a wheel boy.
Let's see here. Matthew Hoffman wants to know De'Ami Brown or Evan Ingram.
Evan Ingram.
Yeah.
By a lot.
Yeah, De'Ami Brown, that's a hell of a dart throw. You just never know.
No, because he can only do one thing.
Right. Is he going to be involved? Is he not? I mean, I love the kid, but.
Love you mean it, but not enough to play in fantasy football.
No, not a chance.
I love my money more.
Matthew Hoffman says, I can't drink with y'all when Chief Zach is there.
100% you can.
Well, why not?
Ubers.
He doesn't care.
No, Ubers. If you drink, don't drive, do the watermelon crawl.
100%.
I will say one of my favorite things about drinking with Chief Zach is you have like 3 beers, and you park beside each other, and then you get in your car, he gets in his car, and I hit the button and start it, and I'm like, we're cool, right?
We're right,
like,
right?
We're still good, right? We were good 5 minutes ago. He loves that joke, dude.
And he's one of those that'll look at you and go, I'm off duty.
I don't give a shit.
Off duty.
Like, you are not a danger to anybody.
Right.
I was just with you.
Now, if you're falling getting into the car,
100%.
he will definitely
he
help
might
you
throw you over the car.
No, he will. I'm sure Chief will help you find other transportation that is not in a squad car.
Now, the bias part is that every time I drink with him, we're at, like, my house. So I just have to, like, I live right there.
Right.
Like, I'm going to walk there.
Let's see. Sky Empire, who should I start, Tua or Joe? We already had
Joe.
that question.
He super chatted it after that.
Oh, he did. Okay, all right. Deon Jackson or Eno Benjamin?
Deon Jackson.
Not close. DJ Moore, Deon Jackson, Cordero Patterson, Romeo Dubs, or Darnell Mooney. Half PPR, you got to pick 3. So
DJ Moore, Romeo Dubs, Deon Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm good with that. Big Birds, there you have your
Now that's an ironic
answer.
name in the chat of this show. Hashtag birds aren't real.
Mm-hmm. But the Big Birds are real.
Except the Big Bird.
Yeah, that's not
He's
real.
not real.
He's not real. Flex, Juju or Rondale Moore from Satisfied Browns fan?
I'm gonna
Rondale.
go Rondale.
Really?
I'm glad you said that first
Okay.
because I wanted to.
Well, then I'll go with you guys because I was going to lean Juju, but really couldn't give you a specific reason why other than, I mean, Tennessee's secondary is not that great.
Tennessee's going to bleed a lot of clock with Derrick Henry. I don't necessarily think that's as high scoring of a game as you're looking for. And Seattle, Arizona is one of my favorite games of the day.
I do feel like that secondary is getting a little better, though.
For Tennessee,
Mm-hmm.
they are.
It's just Kansas City will win that game, but I don't think it's gonna be like beat the brakes off you. I think they'll get it under control early and let Henry run the clock.
Oh, by the way, I'd be remiss if I didn't.
So kind of like Georgia did last night against Tennessee.
Oh my God, I already hate this.
Except with Kermit the Frog, be like, I'm gonna throw a little poster out here, and if you could get open, that would be great.
That's now my new favorite thing you do, David.
Yeah, 100%.
You got to bring Kermit the Frog to the party every week now.
So now we all have impressions we do.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
That is awesome. We got to come up with a rap song for him to do.
Absolutely.
Because one of these days we're going to put out that compilation album.
Oh, no doubt. And
we just haven't done it yet.
What was that old greatest hits thing that they used to have infomercials for?
There were a ton of them.
Was it Now?
Oh yeah, now that's what I call music.
Now that's what I call music. Yeah.
Now that's what I call music 874.
You get Christopher Walken doing a Rough Riders roll. Oh no, it's a Rough Riders roll.
Bernie Sanders doing "Move, bitch, get out the way."
Fantastic.
I love how off the rails this show gets.
It does. It's great. Preston Burgios wants to know.
I feel like you just butchered.
It's bourgeois.
Bourgeois.
If it looks French,
ask the
let
Canada.
handle it.
Okay, all right. Preston Bourgeois. Bougie bitch. Fournette or Mostert? No, we love you, Preston.
Sports Take ESPN.
We love you, Preston. Fournette or Mostert?
Mostert.
Yes.
I like the running elements in that Miami-Chicago game a lot.
Yeah. I still don't think take a look at what your opponents got running too, and if you're talking DFS, Fournette might be a nice kind of contrarian play.
I like that in DK specifically because he's gotten to a really stupidly cheap point. Two other things I did want to mention. We're 26 subscribers short of 3,000, and we really desperately want to get there. So if you got like your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your wife or whatever the case may be, and they have a phone
or 3 emails,
maybe if you've got 7 Google accounts, that would be awesome. Because frankly, I've stared at this number until it's burned into my retinas, and I want to get over that. So then we can move on to the next shit. The other thing I wanted to say is this is a great week to use the Jeremy Greene kick the kicker philosophy. I have said this on the show. I'm in 37 leagues. Do you know how many leagues I have a kicker in this week?
4.
You're low, but not by much. And Dave was too high. 7. I have kicked the kicker in many of these leagues, and I'm still favored to win in a lot of them.
Nice.
Because I'm not in bye week hell. So these guys that get dropped, I go get them and go, now you belong to me.
Let the hate flow through you.
JP wants to know Raheem Mostert, Devin Singletary, Michael Carter. Which one 2.5 PPR.
Raheem Mostert.
I think it's Mostert. Yeah.
I like Raheem Mostert a lot today.
Running the football in a windstorm for the Miami Dolphins.
Run the damn ball.
Yeah, against the Chicago Bears, who really don't have any defenders worth being in the NFL anymore, do they? I mean,
no.
aside from Eddie Jackson.
And he's way back there.
I think he's the only one left on that team.
Yeah, the defense is not good. Raheem, I'll put it this way. I'm starting Raheem Mostert over Dameon Pierce. Let's see, who did I start him over? Dameon Pierce and somebody else this week. In that league that I've got 1,000 running backs.
Right.
And no one will make a fucking trade with me that's not me just being a rocky bottom. And I'm not good with that, okay?
He is not your Huckleberry
Hell
when it comes
no.
to being the rocky
There is
bottom.
one thing that you know when you go into a trade with Jeremy Greene. It's much like going on a date with Jeremy Greene. At the end of this, I'm going to get fucked, and it's not going to be great.
I don't know that I would go that aggressive because that sounds like crimes, and you don't ever do crimes.
I didn't mean forcibly.
We're going on a date, and I'm getting fucked one way or the other.
One way or the other, you are getting it. That's not really how I meant that to come out.
Going on a date with Jeremy Green's like going to prison.
It's like being cellmates with Joe Exotic. Oh, no, it didn't play. That would have been perfectly timed.
Good Lord.
What happened?
I don't know.
All my buttons went awry.
Oh, no. Bengals or Jaguars defense today from Satisfied Browns fan?
I have so many buttons, and they just will. I didn't even hear the question. I'm just pissed now.
Bengals defense or Jags defense today?
Oh, God.
Is there no other defense?
Can I answer neither? God, I hate both of those.
Yeah.
Someone's
got to be on the.
I'd rather play the Jets than either one of those.
I mean, I feel like that's a bit of a gamble, but okay.
I mean, it is a gamble, but one of them's talented. And now, granted, they're going up against a team that is going to go on a date with Jeremy Greene. Them. So you got to know that's coming.
Don't embrace that.
I'm not.
Don't embrace that.
I'm not. That's one of those that I didn't mean that the way that came out. And I'm probably never going to live it down.
But we appreciate you doing it. Add some spice to the show. Let's see here.
Good old Rocky Bottoms.
Good old Rocky Bottoms here. Jeffrey Mason. Good morning, fellas. Looking for some PPR advice with some close players. I need a wide receiver, a running back, and a flex out of Gabriel Davis, Christian Kirk, Tyler Boyd, Deon Jackson, DeAndre Swift. Jesus Christ. DeAndre Swift, Jamal Adams.
Jamal Williams. Jamal Adams is a dead safety.
Leaning Williams, Boyd, and then he doesn't know. So
you need a receiver, a running back, and a flex. The running back's Deon Jackson.
Yes.
I would say Gabriel Davis, the receiver, and Tyler Boyd's the flex.
Okay. I think, yeah.
Armchair?
I'm really torn by the Swift-Williams running back. It's one of those two. I think it's probably Jackson-Williams in terms of order of running back.
But which receiver do you play?
Kirk. And then Boyd is your flex because I like Boyd a lot today.
You're playing Kirk over Gabriel Davis and Tyler Boyd?
Oh, shit. I didn't even see Gabe Davis there.
Yeah, Gabe Davis was the no-doubter for me.
Gabe Davis has to play.
I mean, and look, I don't love this matchup because, like I said, I do think he's going to get a lot of sauce. But
I think you need to put Boyd in the flex. I think he has a big day. We've talked about it a little bit.
I like Boyd a lot.
He's either boom or bust. He just had a bust. Everybody's going to be off of him. I like Boyd a lot.
I love him in DraftKings.
It's also one of the things, when you go on a date with Rocky Bottom, you're getting all the sauce.
Getting all the. I knew you had some. I knew you had something because you started smirking like a fucking 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Tank's about to break out his first joke of the week. He only gets 2.
Yep.
He really has to use them.
Herbert or Devin Duvernay in the flex for ZA?
Herbert.
Yep. Tua.
I'm not sure that you couldn't ask me Tank Spencer or Devin Duvernay, and I'm pretty sure I would say Tank.
Hey, thanks.
That was not a compliment.
Oh. Tay wants to know Tua or Jared Goff.
Jared Goff. I don't like anything in that and I know Dave said the wind is going to be higher pre-game than it is through the game. It's enough.
It doesn't help.
Do I
Jared Goff.
from Bryce Long? Do I trade Kamara and Foreman for CMC?
No.
No.
I like Kamara better than CMC, and I don't know that it's all that close.
Yeah, after last week, you got to hold on to Alvin.
And look, I love CMC. I think he'll be just fine. You're giving up 2 startable running backs, and Deontay Foreman will be a startable running back in this league for the rest of the year. I'm not doing it.
Devin Joba said he wants to know if he missed us talking about the greatness of Notre Dame.
I enjoyed it, and we're going to talk about it a lot tomorrow. And Clemson fans are going to fucking hate me, and I'm fine with that.
Chauncey Major, flex dubs are likely.
Oh, that one's close.
I keep waiting. I keep waiting for Aaron to turn it around. I think in this case I go likely.
I know what I want to say. I just want to see it in my rankings before I say it.
Armchair, who do you like? Dubs or likely?
I feel like I'm Romeo Dubs.
It's dubs for me. I like likely, but not. Like this week, likely is he is my tight end 8. Should be 7. I need to update that. He's my tight end 7. Yeah. But even with that, I got him penciled in for 12 points.
Mm-hmm.
I think Romeo Dubs probably gets in the end zone, and that's enough.
Okay. Cryptunes wants to know if he's being foolish for keeping Jameson Williams on the IR. He said he could move Mike Williams to the IR and pick up someone else, but what's the chance of Jameson Williams playing this year?
I think very low. It's getting lower by the day. They've already said he will not play until after Thanksgiving. And then you get to a point, you look around and go, this team's 2-10. Why in the fuck would I worry about putting this receiver out there with a team that's not going to look anything in the ballpark? And you're going to have a rookie receiver that's learning the ropes in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Do you really think you're going to trust that?
He'll be on a snap count too. So it's ugly all around. Keep him. I think that if he was already back, he would probably be fine if he was trying to figure it out. But right now, I'd move.
Move Williams to the IR?
I would, certainly.
Yeah.
Mike Williams and this is the point you get to in the fantasy season. Eventually you start having to trim the fat of, is this a player that I could – I've had to do this with Jameson Williams too because I held him in a lot of places.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a player that I could ever see me playing in the playoffs? If the answer is no, Seacrest out.
Right.
If it's if there's a bunch of injuries, then I could be forced to. Yeah, and you're probably going to be able to pick up somebody as good as that, if not as good, very close.
Yep.
And so you're in the same boat anyway. Then you're playing matchups, running the risk that, say, Jameson Williams is in a bad matchup that week. And then you have to go get somebody else anyway, and you've been using that spot forever.
Mm-hmm. I don't see him having a whole lot of value in a redraft league. Obviously, if it's a dynasty, you're going to hold on to him.
Daniel Hillman asked me about a couple trades that he sent me.
Mm-hmm. Should he trade Aaron Jones for Etitenne?
That's 6 one way, half dozen the other, I think. I mean, I like them both.
Mm-hmm.
But he sent me on Twitter a couple trades. One was Miles Sanders and Aaron Jones for T. Higgins, Leonard Fournette, and Terry McLaurin. Whoever did that, they are power bottom.
Power bottom.
Power rocky bottom. I forgot a word there. You got Miles Sanders and Aaron Jones. That is a win.
Yep.
And he had just gotten T. Higgins for Christian Kirk and Michael Carter.
Good for you.
Which is a win. Yeah, those are both wins for you. And the first one is rocky bottom. Just whoever did that. Oof. I need these people in my leagues. Badly, because I don't have any of those. I have virtually every person that tries to trade with me is like, I'm going to get screwed in this. Yep, you are. You are. I do this for a living. It's not going to go your way. Oh, we got one of these. Son of a whore. Why is that not work?
I'm your Huckleberry.
It's not as fun when you do it.
I know it's not, but at least we have the sound. Explore connection. Mooney, DeAndre Carter, Zay Jones, Woods, or MVS?
DeAndre Carter.
I think you're right.
Yep.
It's not a great collection of receivers you got there to choose from.
Not this week.
No, not this week.
But DeAndre Carter is certainly usable.
Mm-hmm. Jeremy, the devil is... this is from Bill Buttigieg. He says, Jeremy, the devil is tempting me to swap out Devontae Adams for Josh Palmer. Should he do it?
I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all.
Don't do that. I don't feel like you can do that.
I mean, this week, Jacksonville's not good. So, I mean, you could burn yourself. I think opportunity, you're probably going to see a higher opportunity for Josh Palmer than you will for Devontae Adams.
Okay.
I mean, Josh Jacobs is going to touch the ball 25-plus times today.
I mean, I know Devontae.
There's virtually nothing that's going to stop that.
I know
from happening.
Devontae's been a disappointment, but I don't
That's
want
probably
to
getting a
have
little-
that story. I don't want to have that
I'm
story.
the guy
of,
that benched Devontae Adams and
so
went for
I
70.
played Josh Palmer because the matchup looked good, and he scored 6, and Devontae Adams had 3 touchdowns against the Jaguars. And they would go, you didn't play DeAndre or Devontae Adams against the Jaguars? No, I didn't.
Can I ask you a question? Were you just imitating one of your children, or did it just so happen that...
No, that's how the inside of my brain feels.
Because you sounded exactly like one of your children right there.
Hopkins or Amon-Ra St. Brown full PPR flex from Chance. Hopkins or Amon-Ra?
God, how good are your receivers that you're having to bench one of these guys?
I'd go Hopkins. Hopkins to me is he's like a Devontae Adams. I'm never
but here's my
gonna sit
question:
him 'cause
who the
ceiling's so
fuck could
high.
you possibly have? You got to play both those guys. All right, I want an update on that. Who the hell else do you have? Because DeAndre Hopkins is my 4 this week, and Amon-Ra St. Brown is my 6.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't physically think you could have 2 receivers that are better than that, unless you have Justin Jefferson and Stephon Diggs. That's the only way that that maths for me. So I'm just curious.
It's a 4-team league.
14.
Just 4.
Could also be a 4-team league. Chance said, "Oh God, Justin Jefferson and AJ Brown are his receivers." So he's already played AJ Brown. Okay, all right, that makes.
Yeah, all right.
Jesus Christ, either you draft well or you play with children, because that is the best receiving core I think I've ever heard.
Well, did you start out with 4 straight wide receivers? I mean,
I don't give a fuck if you did or not.
Path for it.
No, you didn't have to take DeAndre Hopkins that high. He was like an 8th rounder because he was suspended.
That's true.
I'm
But Amon-Ra
really
should have
curious
been
what
a
the
3rd
rest.
or 4th round pick.
About a 4, yeah.
Yeah. So you would have had to go 3 out of 4. So it's not that bad, I guess. Yeah. You could have.
And if you got Kenny Walker and Damian Pierce, then you will win by just being alive.
Mm-hmm. Championship. Kyle Singler.
I was about to say Kyle
hell
Singler
yeah.
watches our show.
Kyle Singler's in here. Go away, Dookie. I'm just looking for reasons to bench Cordell Patterson. Okay, first week back from injury on a bad team.
He was the one that asked about David Montgomery.
Gotcha.
Who we recommended that he play instead of CPAT. We don't have the Huckleberry button at the moment. But C-Dog, full PPR, Patterson or Deon Jackson. It's Deon Jackson for me.
Yes.
Agreed.
And the question is it even really all that close?
No. I don't think it is.
I don't either. I mean, look, I like Cordero as a high upside flyer this week. But, I mean, Deon Jackson's guaranteed run. There is virtually nothing that will keep it, short of injury, that will keep him from getting run.
Tammy Buchanan, good morning, darling. She says, good morning, fellas. I got to pick 2. Drake London, Jacoby Myers, Rondale Moore, and Zay Jones in a full PPR. I'd go Myers and London, I think. Drake London, Jacoby Myers, Rondale Moore, and Zay Jones.
Jacoby Myers and Rondale Moore.
I'm with Armchair.
Okay. Don't like Drake London?
They just don't throw enough. And I think this is a Kyle Pitts week. And don't ask me why, because I don't have a good reason for that, but I do.
Who's going to get one of the 14 targets, and is it going to get to the end zone? That's the problem. He throws like 12 to 14 times a game.
Yeah, it's absolutely fair.
That offense is just maddening.
Entirely end zone dependent, and I just don't have that. Jacoby Myers is a guarantee like 8 to 10 targets. I don't know what the output looks like, but he'll get targets. And Rondale Moore, that's my favorite game this week. So
I'm your Huckleberry.
There you go.
There you go, Sea-Dog. Oh, and
I'm your Huckleberry.
for the last one where it died and went to hell in a handbasket.
Bill Buttigieg wants to know for tomorrow's game, does he go in the tight end slot Taysom Hill or Isaiah Likely?
Isaiah Likely.
Agreed. Mike Evans, Amon-Ra St. Brown, or D-Hop, or Tyler Boyd. Pick 2. He's got Jamar Chase also, who's hurt. This is from Ascendo. Mike Evans, Amon-Ra St. Brown, D-Hop, or Tyler Boyd. Pick 2.
Amon-Ra St. Brown and DeAndre Hopkins.
I'm with you.
Mike Evans gets Jalen Ramsey.
Okay.
Yeah.
All in agreement. Amon-Ra St. Brown and D-Hop out of those 4 there, Ascendo. Kyle Grove, Geno Smith, or Justin Fields, rest of the season. 1 quarterback league. I'd go Geno.
It's Geno, but it's closer than you want it to be. I just did rest of season rankings for our fantasy show on Tuesday, so let me. Let's see here.
It's tough.
God, they're on top of each other.
Yeah.
I actually had Justin Fields a little ahead of him, but not by much.
The Bears.
I think you're good with either one.
Yeah, the Bears aren't good, but Fields will run.
I would
He'll
personally
run no
love
matter
to
what.
keep both and be able to play the matchups because that's back in QB1. So you're not going to feel great every week, and having both really would be – it would be nice to be able to play those matchups. If you absolutely can't, and trust me, I understand how that works, kick the kicker. I'm going to make that a thing. And I'm going to put Urban Meyer's face on it.
Yes.
Kick the kicker.
Owen
Gergen.
Thank you. Always struggle with that one. Owen Gergen, Alan Lazard, or Rondale Moore?
Rondale Moore.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Colin Greene, start the Patriots defense or the Bengals defense?
Yes.
Patriots.
No, Patriots.
Patriots. John Curtis, dropped Eno for Dillon just in case of Connor? Full PPR.
Just in case Connor came back and is the guy.
Full PPR, A.J. Dillon or Jeff Wilson?
A.J. Dillon.
I agree. Brad Toms, PPR pick 2. St. Brown, Olave, DJ Moore.
St. Brown, DJ Moore.
Yeah.
I am drunk as hell on DJ Moore today. And I was last week, too. And that worked out nicely for you. Just throwing it out there.
Jamison Elson, pick 1 in a PPR. Claypool or Duvernay?
Oh, boy. That's actually a place where I'll answer Devin Duvernay.
Devin Duvernay over Chase Claypool, and then flex the other one or Devin Singletary. So now
Devin Singletary.
Chase Claypool or Devin Singletary?
Devin Singletary.
Yeah.
He has not had enough time to learn that playbook.
Mm-hmm.
It's windy as hell. I could see Claypool playing 30 snaps today, and I just don't think in the wind that's enough to sustain real legitimate upside.
Logan wants to know Isaiah Likely or Kyle Pitts?
Isaiah Likely.
Really?
But it's
even
close.
after you just said it was a Kyle Pitts?
I like Kyle Pitts, but the floor is really low, or the floor is really low. Ceiling's pretty high.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Isaiah Likely is safer. And by the way, that's whether Mark Andrews plays or not. I really don't care. Now, if Mark Andrews doesn't play, Isaiah Likely could be my tight end 2.
Mm-hmm.
Without him, I have him playing, and I have Isaiah Likely at 8.
Okay. Penguin Master says start Mostert, Montgomery, or Algier.
Mostert, not even kind of close.
Yeah. I don't feel like Algier needs to be in that group.
I love Mostert. By the way, I love Mostert on DraftKings this week too because he burned people last week, And I don't think he's going to this week. He's a fun flex for me if you need money in DraftKings and you want to shade away from an Aaron Jones. I'll be honest with you, one of my favorite running back stacks is to go Mostert, Deontay Foreman, Travis Etienne. Because that's 3 bell cows that you're getting for roughly $6,000 each.
Mm-hmm. Matthew Hoffman says Washington is the underdog game of the week, right?
I like Washington a lot today.
Says he feels like De'Ami Brown could be that shot in the dark.
No. I mean, he's the 4th receiver on that team.
Right.
I could see liking a Washington receiver. I'm just not going to go that deep.
I'm your huckleberry.
Justin Parton, Kirk or Garrett Wilson, and are the DFS standings out? They will be out tomorrow after this week. We had a kerfuffle with the DraftKings just started sending links to everything, so I've had to corral all these things. This week, the link for the contest will be out on Monday. There will be one contest, and I'm going to say it 100 times, and if you don't listen, that's on you.
Jamison Elson, PPR Flex, Garrett Wilson, A.J. Brown, Rondale Moore.
Say it again.
PPR Flex, Garrett Wilson, A.J. Dillon, or Rondale Moore.
Rondale Moore.
Rondale.
I'm your huckleberry.
Stephen Tao, Andrews is doubtful and trending to out, which is where I mentally prepared myself for him to play, but I expected him not to.
Then fire up all the Isaiah Likely.
Yeah.
If you've got a question about who to start at tight end, it's probably going to be Isaiah Likely. Brief intermission for me here. I need to go get some more coffee and take a piddle break. Jeremy, you need coffee?
Uh-huh.
All right. I shall return. Talk amongst yourselves.
Let's see if the graphic with just 2 of us works. Because virtually nothing else I've touched today has worked. So
That's all right.
Nope, it doesn't. Who's shocked?
All right.
All right, let's see if I can figure out where he was.
We're at Jonna with keeper purposes.
Oh,
Should I
yeah.
trade JT for Pollard and Rondale, or keep Drake London and Brian Robinson, or none?
I would just keep Jonathan Taylor.
Same.
I mean, he's still one of the 5 most valuable players in all of Dynasty football.
Yep.
Keeper, all the things. I'm just sticking
fine.
with Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, he'll be fine. They'll figure that offense out. If it's not this year, it's next. Mariota or Geno from Matt Hoffman?
Geno.
Yeah, it's Geno for me as well.
Jamison Ellison, tight end start likely, Higbee or Ingram? Likely, but it's close.
Likely. And
Ingram would be
too.
2.
Ingram. Yeah.
Oh, John said I'm without JT, Edmonds, Murray, and Dobbins, so I'm starting Cam Akers. Oh, boy. Been there.
Yeah. Yeah, we've all been there.
Matthew
Stone is breaking out the burners for the subs, by the way. So
sweet.
That.
Sweet. Always love that. Matthew Hoffman, Etitenne or Ramondre? It's Etitenne for me.
I love Ramondre today, but it's Etitenne out of those 2.
I like Ramondre. I'm in like with Ramondre. I'm in love with Travis Etienne today.
Ramondre last week proved that no matter what happens, he's going to be involved in the offense, and he's going to be the better of the 2. He stole that backfield. It's his.
Absolutely. Ascendo, Jeremy's "You Belong to Me" is what the Fords say every time they get someone #free Calvin J. You're not wrong. Scott Gunther, Mariota or Fields today? It's Fields for me.
Yes.
Matthew Hoffman said, I think I have a real shot at battle for the belt today as long as the Chargers just destroy the #birds aren't real. I kind of think they're going. I'll put it this way. This is how confident I am in this. One of our guys at Fred Anderson Nissan is a huge Chargers fan. And I did the parking and all the things to make sure he was as comfortable as humanly possible, and I feel good that he's going down there to watch his Chargers win.
I think they're going to win.
I also find it funny that Fred Anderson Nissan has the only 2 Chargers fans I have ever met in Asheville, North Carolina, and they both work in the same building.
They found each other.
Tyson Carter, start Brian Robinson or Cordero Patterson?
Patterson?
It's Patterson. My answer will never be Brian Robinson because I do not understand what people still see in him.
Because he came back from a gunshot.
And I get that. And that's all. And
Like
he's
Thomas
getting
out with the toe.
and he's getting tote, and he's doing absolutely nothing with it. He's now played in 4 games. Do you know what the highest? Oh, that's in standard. I don't do standard. Do you know what his highest weekly finish in PPR is so far?
No.
20th.
I can't even guess.
He's gone 20th, 29th, 63rd, 65th.
It's called not good.
That is horror awful.
It's just not good. He's not good. Just because this is something that we've talked about before, but I think it needs to be said again. Just because the game script looks good, the player still has to be good to capitalize on it.
Correct.
He's just not there.
So to answer Tyson Carter's question, I would go Cordero Patterson. I think his upside is just that much higher.
Yep, I agree.
Let's see. Rob Johnson. I have the Jets D. Should I drop them for the Bucks today? I'm going to say no, because the Jets back end of the schedule is so bad that even if you take the L today, you're still better off with the Jets in the long run.
Yes, I agree.
And Stephen Tao asked, is the Dolphins D available? That is one that I really like. And I'll be honest with you, there are places where I'm actually playing the Dolphins defense against Justin Fields in the same DraftKings lineup, and I don't care.
Really?
I
mean,
don't
there's going to be turnovers.
I don't necessarily think that Justin Fields – I could see him having a good fantasy day, having a shitty real-life day. Dolphins are good, and Fields is good. That's a very rare construct, and it brings down your ceiling a little bit. I hate quarterback today. Hate it. The wind is a problem friggin' everywhere, and I want the safer floor.
Okay, so all the rushing yards obviously will be the floor there for you for Justin Fields. I like Javon Holland today. For some reason, I just look at him and go, damn, he's going to have a hell of a day against that Chicago team.
Because Tank plays in those stupid
I
IDP
play in
bullshit.
IDP leagues and shit, so.
He also probably
you don't
still
play in IDP leagues?
Hell no. Because I don't give a fuck about defensive players. I want to score points. I don't need I got Roquan Smith who had 14 tackles, and he was actually more valuable than fucking Barry Sanders.
Yep.
Stop. That's stupidity. Defenses are close to kickers. They're fucking irrelevant.
I like IDP leagues. They're fun.
For who?
I don't know the answer. Armchair, I'm directly with you.
For who?
IDP is a pain in the ass, and this is why you draft bad in PPR leagues, Tank. Is you spend
He's worried about drafting Javon Holland.
He's worried about where he's going to get his tackles from. It doesn't matter. God.
I mean, it does. If you're in an IDP league, it matters.
That's kind of like saying it would matter in a standard league. I wouldn't know. I've never been in one.
Right. Stone Sports Podcast, Etitenne or Aaron Jones in DFS today.
Both.
Can you not find a way to do both?
Yeah. I mean, I'm playing both.
I am too.
If I had to pick one, though, because this could be a money question. If I had to pick one, it's Etitenne.
Yes. Did you find yourself hovering around the standard average price today?
Yes.
Everybody that you're playing is in that weird 53 to 6,800.
Sure did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Matter of fact, I have a lineup where every player I have is in that range.
Yeah. And
I do not have a high-end player.
Yeah, it's not a pay-up week. It's no one to pay up for.
I don't know that I agree with that. There is one that I would pay up for.
Justin Jefferson. He was the one that I
could also see paying up for Austin Eckler just because he's going to be stupidly low owned, and he could end up with 30 fucking touches.
He could.
And it wouldn't shock me in the least.
I don't hate that.
All right, we have one more question that's asking for my reaction on something. I saw it out of the corner of my eye. Now I can't find it.
Excellent.
Well, I mean, you have the same shit pulled up that I do.
Great setup there.
I just saw my name.
Lisa Evansell says Cordero or Eno Benjamin. Also,
Cordero, but it's really close.
And she says also, Jeremy, I need your uncensored Kyrie Irving reaction.
Oh, let's see. Uncensored? That'll be fun. Kyrie Irving is that spoiled little dipshit that was like a prodigy at 8 years old. So every person he's ever come in contact with in his life has emboldened him to say this stupid fucking shit that comes out of his mind. Because he sits around and goes, the earth is flat and birds aren't real and all this other dumbass shit that comes out of his mouth. And nobody's ever looked at him and went, how about you shut the fuck up? I got a thought. How about you just shut the fuck up? Nobody cares what you think about anything because you're a fucking moron. Was that uncensored enough for you?
That was
Okay.
good. And I also want it noted for the record that Jeremy just said birds aren't real is stupid shit. So that's just throwing it out
now.
there.
Come on now. We're on the YouTubes here exclusively.
Easy, Rocky Bottom.
We all know that's a shtick. Come on now. How are birds not real and I'm terrified of them?
100%.
Nobody's ever asked that question. Jeremy says birds aren't real all the time. Then why are you fucking scared of them?
Because you're afraid of the government as well.
I am afraid.
It makes sense.
Hashtag red wave.
Hashtag what was that cult that you followed? The
Nexium?
No, it was the group that all got together and created their own little world. And
Heaven's Gate?
no, not Heaven's Gate. Never mind. I was going somewhere. I thought you would know exactly what I was talking about.
Not a clue.
Not a clue. The part that the McVeigh and those guys were a part of. What was the name of that thing?
You're talking about Rainbow Ridge.
Rainbow Ridge. That's it. Rainbow Ridge. He's a Rainbow Ridge member. If you don't know, Google it. That's a fucked up story. So Brent Cotnola says, finally sit down Devontae Adams. It's got Ramondre or Devontae in the flex. What do you think, Armchair?
I like Ramondre today.
I
I
do
also
too.
am worried. I am worried that because Devontae had like next to no targets or touches last week, that he's just going to get fed the ball. But this is, like as Jeremy mentioned, it's a Josh Jacobs script. I think that I'm on Ramondre.
Mm-hmm. I'm on Ramondre as well. I've got Ramondre in DFS today. Jeremy said, Damien Harris is going to be available. I don't buy that as much as you're the Patriots guy. Do you think that's going to eat into Ramondre as much as Jeremy does?
I mean, he'll lose some touches, but it's still his backfield. He's doing the catching.
That's what I think.
He's the better running back.
He scored like 20 points in the last 4 weeks straight?
Yeah, he'll have a good game. I think this is his day. So,
indeed. So, Ramondre over I don't like sitting Devontae at all, but I think I would tend to lead Ramondre there. Let's see here. Stone Sportscast says he's putting a resume in as a shot to be the soundboard. Next Sunday, I stand in the corner with a mic. Okay. We could do that. Chance wants to know Jefferson. Oh, that's a follow-up.
Those are his receivers.
Yeah, that's a follow-up. His receivers are Jefferson and A.J. Brown. Higher upside today, Dubs or Rondale Moore?
Rondale Moore.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that the Packers use a lot of Aaron Jones today. I think that they run the ball a little more. Dubs will get his play. He's in plenty of my DFS lineups.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dubs is a solid play, but asking the higher upside, I think it's Rondale, because I think that, again, like Jeremy mentioned, he and I are both high on the Seahawks Cardinals game. Think it's going to be a little higher scoring. They both only have one good corner, so secondary receivers are going to get the play today.
Okay. I like that reasoning. Of course, with Romeo, I always just fall back on, at some point, I feel like Aaron Rodgers is going to figure this thing out. And if he does, to me, Dubs is the only one that's got value.
I get that. I just think the higher ceiling. I like them both. And I have them in a couple of leagues together, so.
Kelvin Joyner wants to know any word on Derek Carr's injury. If he plays, do I go with him or Kirk Cousins in the 1 o'clock slate?
If he plays, if this is DFS, I wouldn't touch him. In a PPR league, I think you have to play him.
I'm Kirk Cousins all the way.
Cousins makes sense. I'm worried about that game.
You're worried about Washington?
I'm worried about Kirk Cousins playing down to his competition.
Gotcha. I don't know. Part of me feels like, I'm narrative guy. So this is Kirk Cousins going back to Washington. And I feel like they always play better when you go up against the team that used to have you.
He's not Mr. Smith. It won't be the same.
Right. Kelvin Joyner says, of course, all of this after my Canes getting mercy killed last night. I need a win today.
Don't we all?
Not me. I got a win. I got a couple wins yesterday, actually.
Yeah,
so.
you're all right. You're all right.
I'm feeling pretty good about today. Kelvin Joyner said he needed help with his Derek Carr or Kirk Cousins question because his Canes had a mercy killing last night.
Yeah, about that.
Oh,
no. Don't steal the thunder.
Oh, you've got it over there?
I sure do.
Okay, good for you.
Of course I do.
Good for you.
Now, it's a question of how quickly my computer will get to it, which is, it's dicey to say. Oh, fucking ad.
I think
I'm so ready for this damn election to be over. I have gotten more ads about Sherry Beasley wants to set the government on fire. She's a domestic terrorist. I don't care.
And vote for Ted Budd.
I'm gonna. You know why?
Because
his name's Ted Butter. That's his name, okay? If you're shocked by that, you obviously haven't watched this show for very long.
It's like, because he's got an R next to his name.
Jeremy only gives a shit about his money. That's it. Oh, and what the shit? Oh, I have to unmute it. So many buttons. Let's just give that a little look. It was a good night. It was a good night.
It was a very good night.
I'm not gonna lie. I was at Village Porch last night, watching Alabama, LSU, and Notre Dame just kick the tits off of fucking Clemson, and I was surrounded by LSU fans. I have no idea where they came from. Here's something I've learned about LSU people. There's a lot of them that watch this show. They're some of the most generous people you'll ever meet, and they love getting other people just roundhoused so they will root for their team. And guess what? Worked.
Yep.
Jeremy woke up this morning with a little bit of a headache. A little bit of a headache and a go Tigers.
Well, go Tigers.
Scott Gunther.
By the way, have you seen the clip from Saturday Night Live last night?
No.
About Jets fans? I haven't watched it in forever either, but
I was going to say, does the show still exist?
Clarissa Hyatt Zach, one of our lovely, awesome sponsors of the show, ClarissaSellsWNC.com. She's married to Chief Zach. So, Bills fans, they did a skit on Saturday Night Live last night about Jets fans, and it's 4 of them at a tailgate, and they're all wearing Jet shit. And they're talking about, well, my kid's getting bullied, and that's so unfortunate where they learned this shit. And this pregnant Bills fan walks by and goes, hey, fat ass, why don't you eat a fucking vegetable? And I went, I know them. I've eaten burgers with them at a Jet game. I know all 4 of them.
Nice.
Jets fans were not the nicest people, okay?
Scott Gunther wants to know Jalen Waddle or Terry McLaurin today. McLaurin.
I'm going McLaurin F1.
Yep. I am on McLaurin as well. Kyle Nagel has...
That's a new name.
Welcome to the...
Welcome in. We're like an A meeting for sports. Feel free to comment your drug of choice. I'm starting to think mine might be Damian Harris. I heard y'all while I was outside.
Okay.
I think you misunderstood what I was saying. I'm not saying Damian Harris is going to cut into his production. He's going to cut into some snaps. And so if I'm deciding between, because there's like 10 running backs that I love today, which pushes Ramondre down, because I have nothing to worry about with Travis Etienne. Right. I have nothing to worry about with Josh Jacobs.
Right.
I have nothing to worry about with Deon Jackson. I don't think he's going to be great, but he's the only one they have. I mean, it's him or Phillip Lindsay. What do you think's going to happen?
Zach Moss.
Zach Moss, he probably doesn't even know doesn't even know the fucking playbook.
No, he doesn't even know what scheme they're in yet.
No.
He hasn't even got his punch card to get into the building.
Right. Kyle Nagel, Lazard or Jamal Williams at the flex? It's Jamal for me. Not close.
It's Jamal for me, too.
Yeah.
I know Swift is back, but Kyle, if you're just joining us, Swift's going to be on a pitch count in
100%.
case you haven't heard that. So Jamal Williams is the play. West Virginia Willie, Dolphins or the Patriots defense?
Patriots.
I just wanted you to say it first.
Yeah, it's Patriots. I mean, it's close. Dolphins. They're both top 5 defenses for me today.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he followed that up with, I don't like either one of them. I think you should like both of them today.
I hate both of those teams, but I like their defense for my money purposes today.
John Curtis, PPR, Dubs or Palmer?
Palmer. It's Josh Palmer season. And you know what? He's just looking around at all the people that have talked smoke about him, other than Jeremy Greene, who is the cheerleader of his fan club, and saying,
The disrespect around this place is ending today.
and I can't wait for it. I can't wait to win the $1 million today with Josh Palmer as my wide receiver 1, and Justin Fields as my quarterback.
I am never going to financially recover from this.
Riemann Curis?
Please let us know how to say your name because we really hate butchering people's names.
Yeah, maybe it's Raymond. I don't know. Anyway, he
I don't
wants to
see
know.
it. Oh, there it is. I would say that's Raymond Curious.
Yeah. Gabe Davis or Christian Kirk rest of the season PPR?
Gabe Davis.
Yes.
But it's close. I like Christian Kirk a lot.
Likely or Pitts from Odie?
Likely. Likely has a safer floor. Pitts has a higher upside.
Yes.
Chauncey Major wants to know, are Landry and Lattimore playing tomorrow?
Lattimore, I don't know. Landry, I don't think so.
I think the last I heard on both of them, they were leaning no.
Yep. Which reminds me, inactives should be out about right. Meow.
And he also says not having Andrews doesn't scare me. I think we still win. Talking about the New Orleans Saints over Baltimore.
By the way.
Baltimore over New Orleans.
There you go.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Chauncey's a Ravens fan.
Yes. Lamar Jackson, Miles Sanders, Austin. This is a
full
DFS full lineup from Ascendo. Wants to know what we think.
This is not DFS because Likely's not.
Or excuse me.
Likely's on Monday.
Oh, that's right.
And so is Lamar.
So is Lamar. Lamar Jackson, Miles Sanders, Austin Eckler, Amon-Ra St. Brown, DeAndre Hopkins, Isaiah Likely, Josh Jacobs, and the Bengals defense. I think you're going to win.
I think whoever you're playing against is about to be a rocky bottom.
And they're about to get fucked. Jeremy Greene style.
Whether you want it or
not. Let's see.
We're just 22 subs away from 3,000.
Nice. Share it out. Also, don't forget to hit that like button while you're here. Cryptunes wants to know Deontay Johnson or George Pickens rest of the season.
That's a good question.
I think I like Pickens there.
I just did rest of season rankings, so it really would be counterintuitive for me to disagree with my rankings, but I'm going to have to look them up.
Deontay Johnson's just kind of shit in my punch bowl. He's like now one of those.
He has
guys.
No rapport with Kenny Pickett,
and the attitude thing has been just. It seems like a
Who's
week
shocked?
to week.
This is
thing.
what Pittsburgh Steelers wide receivers do.
Have you not ever met a Pittsburgh Steeler wide receiver?
They have a great year or two, and then they go completely out of their fucking minds. I'm waiting for him to release his mixtape personally, and I know it's coming because I've seen that happen 3 times.
Right.
Antonio Brown, Chase Claypool, Juju Smith-Schuster.
Right.
And one of them was on Tac doing the gritty. And I'm good on all of that.
Good on all of it.
And yes, it's George Pickens rest of the season for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Goff or Brady from Scott Gunther.
I'm going Goff, but it's close.
I'd go Brady.
I'm going Goff, but it's close.
Just grit my teeth while I do it.
I don't want anything out of Bucks Rams. I think that is going to be the grossest gross fest in the history of time.
I mean,
do you see a path? Either one of those teams scores 28 points.
Yes,
I don't.
I do. I think the
neither one of
Bucks have the ability.
Neither one of them's done it more than once or twice all year.
True. But I could also see, so Jalen Ramsey's going to be on Mike Evans, right? So I could see Chris Godwin getting a lot of involvement. Brady's still throwing for a lot of yards. It's just hasn't gotten into the end zone. But I could see Chris Godwin breaking one today. I could see him getting Julio Jones involved in the red zone again. I could see them scoring some points.
Well, look, I look at both of those teams, and they're clinched tighter than Fleece Johnson's cellmate.
But we have sexual desires, right?
And I don't like teams that play tight. And I think they both are. Take's a 12-year-old.
I'm sorry. I can't help it.
Take is a 12-year-old. I can't say anything that could even be half-ass deemed sexual without him giggling like a schoolgirl.
No, because you don't like things that are tight. And that's just...
I said I don't like teams that play tight, you infant.
Ooh.
Do you guys think...
They let us do this on the radio
They do.
every day.
DJ Duvernay, they said, do you guys think Evan Ingram has enough value to start every week rest of the season?
He's a back-end tight end one for me. He's not one that I'm going to feel good about, but there's a reason they call me the tight end whisperer.
Says he's trying.
I'll give you a tight end every single week. This week it's Bob Tunyon.
Says he's trying to consider packages to trade for a better one because he's got depth, only considering Andrews and Kelsey.
Well, for Kelsey, you're going to have to give up like a firstborn.
Mm-hmm.
Andrews, you might catch somebody that's up against it, really needs a win. I've done that with Jamar Chase and added him for the end of the season. By the way, this is the reason that you start hot, because you can just prey on guys that need wins. There are a ton of people in leagues of mine that are 3-5 going, I traded Isaiah Likely and Raheem Mostert for Jamar Chase the other day. Because he needed 2 starters.
Right.
Because if he loses, he's done.
Right.
There's no doubt 6 losses, and you're probably not making the playoffs in that league. Because there's several of us that are really – I'm 7-1, and he offered it to me, and I immediately went, yep. I guess, hell, I can take 2 losses and not give a shit.
Right. Ascendo wants to know Bengals or Vikings defense. I go Vikings. I guess the commies.
I don't like either one.
No.
I feel like that is the biggest trap game in the history of fantasy football. I really do. I feel like, because you got Minnesota coming off a bye, and usually you get the bump off the bye. And I can't tell you why I feel this way, but I can tell you Vegas does too. And it's one of those betting, and I talk about this every week. And almost invariably, when I say this, the Vegas side is right. And Vegas is heavy on Washington today.
Mm-hmm.
So if I had to
say,
go ahead.
When you were out, I said there's something strange about this game. I don't know what it is. I just don't love all of it.
I don't either. I could see it being a big old yuck fest like Green Bay and Washington was, where nothing out of that's really great for fantasy purposes, and Washington ends up winning in a game that doesn't make any sense. They were my upset pick of the week. And I didn't go a ton of upsets this week.
Yeah.
I was very chalky. But that one, for whatever reason, that one just screams to me something bad could happen here.
Zach Voorhees, full PPR, Jamal Williams or Tyler Lockett. In the flex, Lockett got held to 3.9 points last time versus the Cards, and Jamal going to have some increased volume today.
Jamal Williams is a touchdown-dependent mid-tier RB2. So the answer to that question really lies in your own personal opinion. If you think Green Bay blows them out, it's Tyler Lockett. If you think this game stays close, it's Jamal Williams. So really, that's one of those that, and I'm not trying to cop out here. I know what I think happens in that game. I think it will be close until late, and then Green Bay will distance themselves. So I would probably go Jamal Williams. If you think Green Bay's up 24-3 at halftime, then Tyler Lockett's going to be the right call.
Yeah.
If they get behind, Jamal Williams is going to be irrelevant.
I think Seattle, Arizona has the potential for shootouty.
I do too.
So I would lean Tyler Lockett on that one. But I really feel like it's a coin flip between the two.
I somewhat do too. All right, we have inactives. Let's see if there's anything that tickles my pickle here.
Anything groundbreaking?
Velus Jones for the Bears. That wouldn't have mattered anyway. The Bears or the Bills are killed.
Yeah.
No
Their
Matt
defense
Milano,
is
no
hurting.
Jordan Poyer, no Tre'Davious White. I'm not going to say it because I'm not going to jinx my team. That game's setting up to be way closer than we think.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that we're going to get the piss beat out of us.
Jets plus 11.5.
Anything. Keenan Allen's officially out. So is Mike Williams. Jerry Tillery. That's a. I thought he was back this week. That bumps up the running backs for Atlanta for me just a hair. Not a ton, but a hair. Because I had forecast that with him being in. Jonathan Taylor and Zach Moss inactive for the Colts. Nothing for the Texans that really moves me.
Nobody
Joe
cares.
Flacco inactive for the Jets again. That's a little shocking. After last week, I figured. Mike White's officially past him.
You got Mike White. It's all fine.
Don't be shocked if you see him at some point. Darren Waller officially inactive for the Raiders. Awesome. Why did you not trade him to Green Bay? If they wanted him, why did you not deal him?
Right.
I don't get it. And then nothing.
And then nothing else. Justin Parton wants to know, you got Walker or Etn? Kenny Walker or Travis Etn?
Both of them. If I had to pick one, I will go Etn today because I think he is going to get inundated with touches.
Mm-hmm. I do like Walker.
I like Walker every day. Colin Greene.
I'm your huckleberry.
Fuck Georgia. I agree. I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Oh, wait, what was that? Okay. Let's see. Trey S. Morning, gents. Full PPR. Sit one of the following: Juju, Boyd, or Josh Palmer.
Juju. And he said, thanks and good luck today to you as well.
To you as well.
And Ascendo asked for this. I've been waiting for us to get to it. No. Do I have it friggin' muted again? No, I don't. I must just be quiet. Why are you not working? Oh. Buttons. Can we hire somebody just specifically for buttons?
Stone Sports Podcast said he was going to put in a resume.
You're already hired. Are you clinically alive? Do you know how to run buttons? Hired. I've had so many things go wrong with this computer this week that it is borderline shocking. There you go, Ascendo. That might be the only time we hear that today, so I had to make sure we got that in.
Mordenheim?
Yep.
That's definitely a new one.
Yep, 100%.
Welcome in, like an AA meeting for sports. Throw in your drug of choice. Mine is, well.
Everyone he drafts.
Everyone. Everyone I fucking draft because I go, oh, this guy's going to be good this year. And they never are. Never are. Need 2.5 PPR. Myers, Cordero Patterson, or Palmer. Need 2, half PPR. Jacoby Myers, Cordero Patterson, Josh Palmer. I'm taking Patterson out. Palmer and Myers are my answers to that.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Apparently, I blew everybody's earlobes out with
they're so
JETS. Sorry.
They're so reticent when I'm right. They rethink themselves because I'm wrong so much.
Yes.
Like, wait, are we doing the right thing here? Because Tank
We're agreeing with Tank.
actually said something smart. Chance, do I just play the Ravens D or do I pick up the Dolphins or the Colts?
Do I just play the Ravens? I would go with I don't mind the Ravens.
No.
I don't think there's enough of a difference there to
Do anything drastic.
because I like them a lot rest of year.
Mm-hmm.
I like them a lot rest of year for with Roquan Smith added.
Dylan Graves said, just tuning in. Welcome aboard. Lamar or Kyler? Opponent has Hopkins and Demarcus Robinson. So does he play Lamar Jackson or Kyler Murray?
I would. God, that's one of the better questions we've had all day.
I think I lean Kyler on this one. Because to me, I do see an opportunity. I mean, New Orleans shows up against Lamar. Lamar hasn't been super great the last couple of weeks.
They're 3-4 for me. So, I mean, it's 6-1 one half dozen the other. The matchup is damn near exactly the same. I'm going to say Lamar just because I think he's the better player, which is always my tiebreaker.
Not a question.
If they're that close, it's who's the better player.
Right. It's not a question. Who's the better player? Just who's going to be the better fantasy. Where do you lean, Armchair? Lamar or Kyler?
The better fantasy option is Kyler, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't. Lamar's been fine, and he can always break one, and he's always got rush potential. But that stupid Cardinals Seahawks game is just kind of nagging me in the ear. It's just something I can see going off there. I don't know.
Matisse says, happy football Sunday, fellas. Happy football Sunday to you as well.
It's the best day of the week.
He's in a standard league, which don't do that. But since he is in a standard league, he wants to know, should it be Cordero Patterson or Deon Jackson?
All right, Mr. IDP. Throwing shade over here. Get out of here.
Yeah, you're not allowed to comment on people's league types.
No.
Tank plays in IDP leagues and a league where they draft fucking high schoolers.
Yep.
So I don't think you're allowed to.
Sounds like crimes.
Tank needs to learn to drink more. Let's see where Tank takes his time and plays in pithy leagues that don't make any sense. Jeremy just goes and houses domestic lights.
It's fun. It's just a different kind of challenge.
Tank, are you showing up to different high schools with a camera and a clipboard, taking pictures and having police officers ask you why you're photographing children?
I mean,
don't do crimes.
It only happened once, okay?
With his wispy little pedophilia beard, who would be shocked?
It only happened once, okay?
He shows up in a Georgia T-shirt and says, I work for Kirby. They take one look at him and go, no, you don't.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. You look like Kirby. The marshmallowy pink Nintendo character, not Kirby Smart.
Wow. Thanks, asshole.
It's actually not the first time I've called you that.
I just always assumed you were calling me Kirby Smart. And I went, okay.
Nope. Nope.
National championship winning coach, back-to-back. Let's go.
The answer to the question is Deon Jackson, by the way.
I would agree.
Yeah, Deon Jackson. Chris D., Christian Kirk over Garrett Wilson. Why?
I don't like – look, I don't mind Garrett Wilson today. I think the Bills' defense is going to be probably 70% of what you wanted. But now I will say that with Tre'Davious White not coming back this week, it makes me like Garrett Wilson more. He still doesn't get to Christian Kirk, though. That's a bad defense, and he is clearly the number one. I would say Garrett Wilson probably has a higher ceiling, but his floor is drastically lower.
0.
If I don't know about that, but if you told me one of them threw a 4, I'd feel pretty strong it's probably Garrett Wilson.
Right.
And that's coming from a Jets fan. I want to have a reason to watch this game because I'm going to have the Zacks sitting right beside me, just watching the Bills beat the shit fire right out of my team.
Ascendo says he needs to roll another wacky stick and find this one and fix this one lineup: Geno Smith, Kenneth Walker, Ramondre Stevenson, DJ Moore, Christian Kirk, George Kittle, Zach Ertz, Pat's defense.
I don't know what's wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I don't think there's anything wrong with
I
that.
don't think so either.
Unless you're playing in a 6-team league, I think that's actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily love having the 2 tight ends there.
Just roll your wacky stick and don't tinker.
It's a good
Don't
point.
tinker.
Yeah, just enjoy it. Stone Sports Podcast says, Jeremy, just a guess. Are your wide receivers Palmer, Garrett?
Hold on. Read it slow.
Okay. Jeremy, just a guess. Are your wide receivers Palmer, Garrett Wilson?
I didn't mean read the whole. Stop on
Just
the
read one
names.
at a
Okay.
time.
All right.
I
Jeremy,
didn't mean to say.
just
I
a
said
guess.
read it slower, and so Tank goes, just
Are your wide receivers Josh Palmer, Garrett Wilson, and Darnell Mooney? Also, I got 7,000 left for a flex spot. What do we think? Eyeing Mixon?
I don't hate Mixon, but I don't love it.
ETN?
Yes.
Or Ramondre Stevenson?
I don't hate Ramondre, but I would go for me. My value chart in terms of players that are going to exponentially blow out their salary, ETN's my one. ETN's my one. Then I've got a lot of Raheem Mostert, Deontay Foreman, DJ Moore, Josh Jacobs, Aaron Jones, and then Austin Eckler's about mid-tier. But Austin Eckler's one of the few players you can't afford right there. I'm trying to see if there's a receiver I would like in that ballpark. Amon-Ra.
Yeah,
Tyler Boyd.
that's fair.
But I would go ETN over all of them. ETN's the no doubt. I think you have to have him this week. If you're playing DK, I think you have to have him. And I'm still tinkering with a few lineups, but I will tell you, naked Justin Fields is looking like that's looking like the play for me at quarterback.
Stone Sports Podcast says Armchair got me high on Tyler Boyd, and now I need bong rips.
Is everybody around here?
Good for you.
Everybody around here get high except me?
We partaking? What's the deal here? Let's go.
Everybody around these parts get high except me.
Puff, puff.
And I think I'm the one that the most people think probably does that the most often.
Puff, puff, pass, brother. Let's go. Jonna says, I'm starting Cam Akers today. I have Dobbins and JT out and Latavius Murray and Edmonds on a bye. What do you think? God, T's and P's, Jonna, because I'm right there with you. Just going, fuck, yeah. I hope he does something.
Yeah, I can't go Cam Akers. I mean, Cam in my running back rankings this week. Let me break out the old scrolling stick because it's going to be a minute.
53.
You're too high. 59. He's my RB 59.
Yikes.
I'm trying to find a guy that would be readily available that you get. JaMychal Hasty, if he's available, because he is getting run. It's just not enough to scare me.
Mm-hmm.
Samaje Perine, if you think that's going to be a blowout. Yeah, that's about it.
It's bad.
God, running
That's
back
gross. It's really gross.
Running back is so fucking bad.
Mm-hmm.
This is the reason every year it's no matter how many running backs you draft, you needed one more.
Yep.
I get railed in drafts all the time because there's a league I'm in that I have not drafted anything other than a running back in the first 5 rounds in 6 years. And somehow, every single year, one of mine ends up hurt. I hit on 3 of the 4. One's bad. Cam Akers was one of them this year. So I've got 3. I hit on a late rounder, which this year was Kenny Walker and Mostert. And then I can't find a way to trade running backs, and they're playing fucking Tyler Algier.
Right.
Like, do you not understand why I end up in the championship of this league every single freaking year?
Especially when it's a half point per carry. I know that's the one you're talking about.
That is the one I'm talking about, yes.
Right. I mean, I've
been in this league 4 years. I was with Cowboy Zach Ertz the first year. He completely screwed me on a kicker that I'm still not ready to talk about. I've been in the championship 2 of the other 3 years, and I got housed in the semifinals in what was really just proof positive that the fantasy gods can be pissed off.
He can't let that go.
Oh, hell no.
That kicker thing, I have heard that story ever since the day I met Jeremy.
Cowboy called me yesterday. He was playing in a golf tournament, or day before yesterday. He was playing in a golf tournament up here. He lives in Charleston now. I literally brought that up within the first 3 minutes of the conversation because I hadn't talked to him in about a month.
A buddy of mine goes, hey, you need to meet this Jeremy guy. He's really smart at football. I think you guys would hit it off, and he might be good for your radio show at some point. And I went, oh, okay, I'll meet him. And when I met him, I went, hey, Jeremy, I'm Tank. He went, hey, Tank, I'm Jeremy. Hey, let me tell you about this one time.
Let me
tell you about
you.
This kicker. Let me
tell you about
that
this
guy. He fucked me in one league.
Yeah, I've only tag team piloted a ship one time, and I got Rocky bottomed.
Rocky bottom.
I swear to God, I'm going to have
much.
that. I will have that ready to put on a shirt by tomorrow morning.
Call Robbie. Robbie's got to express print these things for us.
In Georgia colors.
Go. Hell yeah. Ascendo, flex spot, Zach Ertz, Darrell Henderson, Leonard Fournette, or T. Higgins? I think it's Higgins for me.
I think it's Zach Ertz for me.
Ertz, Higgins, Fournette, Henderson.
That's where I would go.
Okay.
I'm worried. The thing I'm worried about with Higgins is he gets J.C. Horn, who I have not seen the inactives for Carolina yet. So, come on, Carolina. Like maybe put your shit out there. You're the only team in the early slate that hadn't done that. There it is. And J.C. Horn is up. So yeah, for me it is certainly Ertz 1. I would almost consider Fournette 2.
Brandon Lavender says, how's it going, guys? How's it going, Brandon?
Morning.
He says he just traded away Cooper Kupp for Mark Andrews and Garrett Wilson in a dynasty league. Did he get enough back?
Win.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. Ascendo, flex spot. Nope, I just did that one. Jonna just got offered Singletary and Zay Jones / Kadarius Toney for Jonathan Taylor. Should I do that?
Hell no.
Nah. It's going to be a no from me, dog.
Look, the Jonathan Taylor thing, I understand why everybody's ready to jump off a bridge about this, especially if it's any kind of keeper.
Mm-hmm.
He's still a top 5 running back in this league. Like, as bad as he has been, talk amongst yourselves. I want to prove a point here.
I don't understand the Jonathan Taylor thing. I mean,
I'm not getting rid of him.
No, again, it's one of those things you probably can't offer me enough to get Jonathan Taylor away from me, because at this point everybody thinks they can buy low on him, and I'm just not there. Your buy low is, 3 starting wide receivers.
Yeah, I would still consider making him my 101 in redraft next year. I don't understand why it's a bad offense right now, and the season might be over for the Colts after today. I'm still in. I still think Taylor's the guy. He's the most talented player on that roster, and it's not all that close.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking in PPR, all right, he has played 6 games this year. He was the number 2 running back in fantasy football one of those weeks. He's been a running back 2 of the others, and he's had 2 dreadful, god-awful games. He got hurt in one of them, and I'm not sure he didn't get hurt in the other one. Yep. So he's still very, very good.
Absolutely.
It's just his team sucks. They get behind, and there's nobody to take the pressure off of him.
Do not sell him off for peanuts.
No. Because trust me, there's a lot of pariahs like me that I will totally take advantage of.
And to me, Singletary, Zay Jones, Kadarius Toney, that's not peanuts. That's not peanuts. That's circus peanuts.
Yes.
I mean, that's packing peanuts. That's worse than circus peanuts.
Yeah, that's not even close. For me.
Right. Stephen Tao says Jeremy still looks like a clean-shaven Mario.
It's growing back. Kevin Vick said I grew more facial hair in 5 days than he could grow in 5 months.
Yeah, you did.
I've had multiple people come to me and go, didn't you just shave?
I shaved 3 days before you did. And look at that.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah. I shaved completely clean 7 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm all ready I can prickly feel it off my face.
Yeah, no. See, it even makes a better sound than mine. Mine's just like, you can't even hear that.
Oh, yeah, mine is.
Meanwhile, Jeremy's already bushy 5 o'clock there.
Yeah, Amy told me because I've only done this like 3 times since we've been together, and she forgets every single time. It's like, Jesus Christ, your facial hair grows fast. Yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Kelvin Joyner wants to know, does he go Swift or ETN today?
ETN
by a lot.
Yep, by a mile. Scott Gunther, Terry McLaurin, or Jacoby Myers in the flex?
Terry McLaurin.
McLaurin, not close.
Mm-hmm.
Should I drop the 49ers defense for a defense or drop Brian Robinson?
Drop Brian Robinson. Brian Robinson's completely irrelevant. Let somebody else fall on that landmine. I'll be honest with you, Brian Robinson's one of those that I feel like I'm throwing out a fantasy fuckery grenade. Just like, go get that. All of you are just desperate for running back. So let me take this one that just blows dead bears and lob him out there and watch you fight over him.
But he had 20 carries last week. Yeah, and he had 70 yards.
Yeah, he's if you take away his 2 biggest runs, he's averaging 2.6 yards a carry.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't know how good mathing you are, but he is 2.0 yards per carry. So if he literally just got to the line and fell face fucking forward and held the ball in front of his face, that's 2 yards. He is not good at football.
Stone Sports Podcast says Teddy Bruschi just called the Commanders the Commodores.
Sweet.
Hot. And Ascendo says he wants what he's been smoking.
Did he sing a Commodore song when he did it?
I hope he did. He probably did.
Look, Teddy Bruschi took enough blows to the head. I'm shocked he doesn't think he's Lionel Richie. So
good for you. Commodores reference. I like that.
I know stuff.
I like that. I was totally expecting if you were going to make a Commodores reference, it was going to be a Vanderbilt thing. So good for you.
For once, I actually just immediately went
pop
culture reference instead of college football.
That's awesome. It shows me a little bit of growth on your part.
Commodores were one of my parents' favorite bands.
Someone offered Ascendo, Garrett Wilson, Jonathan Taylor, and Dameon Pierce for George Kittle. Holy fuck.
Did you immediately hit yes? Did you offer to fly to their house and maybe vacuum and shampoo their carpets? Holy good God.
Yeah, he wants to know, should he take the deal? Yeah. Can't hit that bell enough.
Frankly,
come play in some of my leagues. Come play in some of my leagues.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to say, like, I would love to have some of these people just be channeled into a league with me to see how many points I could actually score. Like, you offer me a trade like that, I will offer to come to your house and wash your car. Like, yeah, I'll do that. Thank you for the trade. I'm just glad somebody traded with me. Rocky Bottom.
Don't understand it.
Yeah. Let's see here. Stone Sports Podcast said he had a dream where he woke up with mutton chops. He can't grow a beard. Definitely weird.
I've had virtually every iteration of facial hair you can have, including the douche chin strap that I had for way longer than I was proud of.
Like you're a Backstreet Boy.
100%. I ran into an old friend of mine yesterday that I hadn't seen in a lot of years, and he referenced the douche beard that I used to have.
Yeah. Oh, thank God. Ascendo says he has accepted that deal.
And it was a week old. So the guy sat on that for a week.
Holy shit. And at no
he never
point did he
sobered
go,
up.
Jesus, that's not good.
That dude is on a full...
That's the sound the bear makes.
These tomatoes aren't even ripe.
I got that one, too. It's in here somewhere. I'll find it.
I put time limits on my trades, and it's usually not very long. I don't want you to think about it. I want you to do it or not.
Much like Jeremy Green's dating life. I don't want you to go home and think this shit over.
That's called a lob. And Jeremy just hit it yard.
Yeah. Knocked her clean out the park.
John says, someone just offered me, and I accepted it immediately, Dobbins for DeAndre Hopkins and Pierce. So I just got my receiver and running back. Perfect.
So they gave you DeAndre Hopkins and Dameon Pierce for J.K. Dobbins. If somebody in my league did that, I would go to their house and punch them in the face. And I wouldn't care if it was fucking J.K. Dobbins. I don't care if it was J.K. Dobbins and he went, I want me on my team. Nope, still punching you in the face.
Just for being stupid?
Yep. Just Stone Sportscast said whoever made that trade holds a pen with a full fist.
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful.
That's a great line.
That is great.
That is a great line.
Yeah, those are some lopsided trades. I agree. Good God.
The tongue out thing you just did is I'm going to clip that, and I'm going to use that for something nefarious later in life.
I hate you so much.
You should.
David,
yeah, there it was. It just popped up on my screen.
David Montgomery or Alec Pierce in Dynasty? He has Monty and Khalil Herbert.
I'm going to go a little three-dimensional chess here. I'm going to say David Montgomery because I'm 99% sure he won't be a Bear next year.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a player that I could see he's one of those guys that's going to get $5 million in free agency. People are going to go, what have you seen in David Montgomery? Because he's really friggin' talented.
Mm-hmm.
He is a Miami. That's one that and look, I know they have Raheem Mostert and all the it strikes me as that kind of offense it just needs a piece. and then he comes in and is all of a sudden the bell cow. I'm in dynasty leagues. I've been trading for David Montgomery like it was going out of style.
Carolina Panthers.
And I think they draft one.
Okay. I would like to see Monty in Carolina. Though.
Oh, by the way, the mock draft will be coming out. I'm going to redo it because we allowed a football Saturday to happen. Jeremy outthought himself this time. I'm going to throw the graphics on top of it. Fuck that.
Don't do that.
I have an easier way, and you're going to see it in very short order. So I may even do that one live.
Tom Brady or Trevor Lawrence asking for a friend, says Stephen Tao.
This week, Trevor Lawrence. Rest of season, probably Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
Which I say with very begrudging, gritted teeth.
Hashtag no homer. Tom Brady.
You don't get to say that because you can't go no homer.
Yeah, I know.
You are full homer.
That was the point. Christian Kirk or Devin Duvernay today?
Christian Kirk.
Yep. That one from Cap Mac N. I think that'll do it for the questions. You got one real quick? Throw it out there before we say goodbyes here on a Fantasy Game Time Decisions Sunday.
Do we want me to throw out a lineup of just players that I'm not playing anywhere that I considered?
Absolutely.
This is always a fun game to play. Armchair loves throwing them in GPPs and watching them cash.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
All right, you two talk amongst yourselves for just a second.
Cap says Duvernay is a wide receiver 1, though. Yep.
Yep.
He
is technically wide receiver 1, yes, on a team that throws a shitload to tight ends.
But what is Christian Kirk? Is he not the wide receiver 1?
Christian Kirk's a wide receiver 1 too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Duvernay's touchdown dependent. I mean, if you think he scores a touchdown, then more power to you. I mean, I'm not gonna fault you for doing it. I think there's a discrepancy in floors. Devin Duvernay could throw you a not shit. Christian Kirk's floor is probably 10. I think.
I was thinking somewhere in the neighborhood of 8, worst case scenario. But yeah, we're in the same ballpark.
All right, so you're going to get a lineup of almost all players that I'm not playing anywhere else.
Okay, almost all players Jeremy will not play.
Because there's one that I can't help but put in. I just don't have a choice.
Okay.
I'm still building it.
Oh, he's still building.
Talk amongst yourselves.
I thought that was your I'm ready to give it out.
No. Talk amongst yourselves.
Let's see here. Sendo also wants a parlay that he could put $10 on. There you go. Stephen Tao, there's your answer, Cap. The Ravens don't have a number one wide receiver.
The Ravens have no wide receiver 1.
Their tight end is always their top target, and now they have 2.
I'm not entirely sure they're not all running backs.
Right.
The entire team is just running back.
Even their quarterback?
Yeah,
nice.
Quarterback, tight end, offensive line. This is all running backs.
Yeah, everybody wants a parlay as well.
A parlay?
A parlay.
I do like a parlay.
Hashtag RIP parlays.
I don't want parlays today. Today's going to be weird. It's going to be a messy day.
It is going to be super weird.
It's going to be a day.
I mean, that's why when we were doing Beat the Chief, I threw out so many, off the wall picks because I just think it's going to be crazy.
That's why you picked poorly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
You picked like shit because you thought it was just going to be a weird day.
We'll see. We'll see.
Or you just suck at this.
When I win Beat the Chief this week, you're going to be disappointed. You'll be like, "Oh, I shouldn't have talked so much shit."
Disappointed.
When you win
I don't
Beat the
pick
Chief,
any of the games.
When you win Beat the Chief this week, I will be super disappointed until I wake up and realize it was but all a dream.
Uh-huh.
I'm a jerk.
You are.
And I'm fine with it. That's what it is.
You are.
All right. Let's go there. And then I got 5,700 in the flex. Rudy toot 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 toot.
Sendo wants 2 apiece and 1 from the chat. While Jeremy's getting it ready, Tank, who are your 2?
2 bets of the week?
Yep.
Let me see here. I am going to go I want the Packers minus the 3.5. And
formidable start.
underdog, let's see, Seahawks plus the 1.5 against the Cardinals.
Also formidable.
I think that's the best one. I mean, I did go Jets plus 11.5 and Panthers plus 7.5, but if I'm putting money on it, nah, I don't know that I'm doing that. So those are my two. Armchair, what do you think?
I will take the Commanders. It's at -3 right now. My odds might be a little different than yours. I have -3 on Commanders. So let's take the Commanders on the positive side there. Vikings are going to lose +3 on the Commanders, and I, for some stupid reason, am thinking that I'm going to go. No, I'll go Raiders minus the 2.5.
Raiders minus 2.5 at the Jaguars. Commanders plus the 3 at home against Minnesota.
All right, so we need 2 legs from me for a parlay.
Yes.
Over 49.5 Chargers Falcons. Under 46 Bills Jets. Those would be my two cinches of the day.
Very nice.
I love Falcons Chargers to be a shootout, which takes me to the DK lineup that I'm not playing virtually any of these guys. Now, there are a couple in this lineup that I'm playing. This is predominantly players that I'm not, that didn't make it into big lineups for me. My quarterback's Justin Herbert.
Okay.
Receivers are Josh Palmer,
Of course.
DeAndre Carter, and Amon-Ra St. Brown, with Tyler Boyd in the flex.
Okay.
Ooh.
Dolphins defense, Tyler Conklin at tight end with no Matt Milano.
Good.
Josh Jacobs and Kenny Walker at running back.
I like that.
The Justin Herbert side of that will be the low owned thing, because with no receivers, everybody will freak out about that. I actually don't think that's a problem. I tried to shoehorn Austin Eckler in there, and I couldn't do it.
Who was your second running back, sorry?
Ken Walker.
Who was the first running back?
Josh Jacobs.
Jacobs.
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right.
There you go. If you are in town, you're in the Asheville area, come on by the Village Porch, 51 North Merriman Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
Come on down.
I know that more than you know.
I don't know.
I can't ever remember if it's 51 or 61, and I don't know.
And here's the I'm just going to say this again. If you say the latter, it will send you to across the street, and you'll see the sign and all the people and go, oh yeah. I'll bet it's over there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to walk into this dilapidated, no longer occupied, vacant spot.
Good for you.
I'm reasonably sure 61's vacant. I think it was a dog grooming shop or some shit back in the day.
You will know. You'll see the one with all the sports fans right there. There's giant windows with the,
You also could possibly hear me yelling.
But that's why I always hesitate, because I can't ever remember which one it is.
Follow the run the damn balls.
Run the damn ball!
Exactly.
That's how you follow it.
Yeah. So come on and join us at the Village Porch, 51 North Merriman Avenue there in Reynolds Village. And, we'll be back to obviously wrap everything up and recap everything tomorrow at 3 o'clock on ESPN Asheville. And, of course, right here on YouTube. Be sure to share this out with your friends. Get those subscribers. Get us some more. Help get us some more subscribers. We're almost to 3,000.
Yep. We're 20 short.
20 short. So let's get it done. And we will be back with you tomorrow.
Oh, that means I have to do stuff now.
Hit the button. Da.
Oh, hold on. I got to get to the. Oh, start it.
Jingle out, bitch.
I'm trying.
There we go.